Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
B3 Picks, here to send a big shout out to the Sports Talk Network, the one and only, the People's Network. Shout out to BVO Sports TV and all of the channels of the Sports Talk Network. They partner with your guy B3 Picks and B3BoxingPicks.com, where we provide pre-fight boxing picks of the week, but also live boxing betting options so we can make money pre-fight or during the fight betting on the beautiful sport of boxing. Follow me on all social media at B3 Boxing Picks. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Not Another Boxing Channel, presented by B3 Picks for more content. The membership is as low as $25 a month. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, B3 Boxing Picks, and let's go green.
We back with another episode right in front of the convenience food market in Cleveland, Ohio, man. What's going on, man? I got my man Barnell Hill. How you feeling, man?
Well, first things first. I got to be honest with you. Your mic raggedy again, but you got to give me my drop, man.
It's raggedy.
Give me my Barnell.
I do it for the children. You can take the children and bounce them on their knees. Bounce them on the knee and then sing a melody. The Varnell man, did you mean he's mine?
Mic check, BVO.
Is that better?
Oh, you crispy. You crispy, baby.
Okay. Cool. I want to make sure we was good on this one. This is a fun thing to talk about, man. We're gonna be talking about, was Brother Trump right? If people don't know, the numbers have just come out for the second quarter. We had 3% gross, and we made up almost 75,000 jobs this last quarter, man. So I ask you, Brother Doug, was Trump right about the tariffs, about all that? What you think?
Trump have been right about all of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to that in a second. One of the things I love, Jerome Powell. I don't know if y'all know who Jerome Powell is, the head of the Federal Reserve. The man should have been dropping these damn interest rates. He should have been dropping them. You know what I'm saying? And Trump has always, one thing I love about Trump, the way he comes out and he speaks on the economy. Mm-hmm. Hey, we ready to take off. We just need the quote unquote central bank around here to fall in line and show love. Because if they do it, because they drop points as far as Joe Biden, when Joe Biden was in office, they dropped points like it was going out of control. But now all of a sudden you raise them back up, and now you're not dropping them the same way. Well, the economy is in much better shape the tariffs, they worked. People told me, Marky Dan specifically, shout out to Marky Dan, told me that none of this stuff was gonna work, and now it's working. And now we're looking for Jerome Powell to sit here and drop the interest rates because we got an economy right now that's ready to take off. You know what I'm saying? We just need the Federal Reserve. Once again, I think that's a criminal organization as well. So I'm probably biased about it. No, no, I truly believe the Federal Reserve is a criminal organization. I truly believe that. So I mean, it is what it is. But man, Trump, as far as the economy goes, hey, he been doing his thing.
Hey, you know what, man? This is the thing I gotta say, man. That I agree of his style.
Your mic out of order
his
again. Now
delivery.
your mic out of hold on. Your mic out of order
Okay.
again, man.
Okay, let me make sure I'm cool.
We gotta have a good
So
show.
that
We can't be
okay,
out of
is
order
it
when we
better?
having this show.
Okay,
Say it again.
hold on. I think I know
No,
what
no,
it is.
you
Okay,
good.
go
You good. No, you good. You good. Wherever you at right now, stay right there.
Couple of out of order
okay.
bastards.
Hold on, monkey. Watch your mouth, boy.
Whoa,
But
Whoa.
whoa. Wait a minute. We ain't gonna call them all of that.
Monkeys and
You done
boys?
called the man
Okay.
a monkey and a boy. Come on now. You out of
fuck
order,
that.
BB. You hold on. You out of order.
I was
I'm
about
No,
to
out.
tell the man happy birthday, but he could go
we
straight to
gonna
hell.
call a spade a spade. You out of order, man. Come
I'm
on
out
now.
of order, man. I'm saying it right there. My bad, Mark. I'm out of order. Forgive me. But I say this real quick. I agree with his style. I didn't agree with his delivery, but I gotta say the tariffs have been a great addition to the U.S. economy. And the thing I like the most, and I think this should be up for people to debate, but I think Brother Trump should be up for the Nobel Peace Prize for all this peace talks he's doing. We haven't seen a non-war hawk president in many, many years. Almost a sense, even going back to Eisenhower when he talked about the industrial military complex that he built for World War II. I like the fact that Trump is saying stuff that we never heard. What do you say? Iran, Israel, they're two people who don't know how to stop, and they're pissing me off. And to hear Trump say that was just great because Trump is actually bringing a real mindset to this thing. Well, we got to stop all the death. We got to stop all the destruction, man. We all
But
know. Go
BVO,
ahead.
this is the problem. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is when you have somebody like Jared Kushner, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and I rock with Trump, but I rock with him to a certain degree. I think I try my best to tell it.
Good correction. Good correction.
No, I try my Marky. You know, me and
No,
you.
no, but there's a
Hold on,
degree.
let me
I
finish.
understand the degree you're talking about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We talk about this on a regular basis, but I try my best to tell the truth around here.
Mm-hmm.
And I do say, I think that when you put Jared Kushner, you know what I'm saying, when you put certain individuals in place, when you sit there and have Jared Kushner saying that, well, it's beachfront property that could be happening over in Gaza with the atrocities that's going over in Gaza, man, it defeats the purpose of you being the commander of peace. I understand leading and stopping wars and leading from a position of strength. I understand that, but at the same time, that ain't what they done did in Gaza. They ain't did none of this. They let Israel just tell them exactly what to do. That's a fact, and it's disgraceful in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I agree that as far as the current economy goes, I think the economy is on an uptrend right now. I think we're gonna have success in the states. I think that, but at the same time, you're letting Israel sit here and dominate a people, which I disagree with 100%. If when Russia tried to dominate the Ukraine, what they did, we gave weapons. Well, why y'all ain't giving weapons to the guys? Well, the reason you ain't giving them to them is because you got some infatuation with Israel. I still don't understand that infatuation, and I'm gonna be critical of it. So I think Trump is doing a decent job. I want to get into this, and I know it ain't gonna fall. I'm gonna let y'all cook first, but I want to get into kind of what Candace Owens got going, because Candace Owens, she on the backside of this thing right now.
Well,
And some of the things that she's saying right now,
Mm-hmm.
especially against Trump, right? And me
Mm-hmm.
personally, I voted for the brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything he's doing. Me personally, I don't agree. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, we'll get into that in a second. But all I'm saying is, as far as the actual economy, those type of things, Jerome Powell, he's standing in the way. And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how these Federal Reserve individuals. First off, the Federal Reserve shouldn't be. I don't even know how they got into power. Well, I do know how they got into power. Let me rephrase that. I don't know how they still have power, because they some of the most out of order individuals that you've never seen. The Federal Reserve, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to deal with them. I understand it. All I'm saying is, and then I'm gonna pass the mic. All I'm saying is when you were dropping the rates for Biden, when the economy wasn't nearly what it is now, and now you ain't dropping the, you not dropping the rates like you're supposed to right now, man. Quarter of points, man. You supposed every other quarter you're supposed to be dropping a quarter of a point. In my opinion, that's my opinion. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah, just quickly salute to everybody. Happy birthday to my guy BVO. I don't think I got to
Thank
speak
you,
to him
brother.
yesterday.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, most def. Happy born day. Hope to be talking to you just like this next year, because you're a special guy. No, I actually do have to eat some crow when it comes to Trump and the tariffs, at least when it comes to trade negotiations. Because he has when it comes to the EU, when it comes to South Korea, I'm not gonna say with Japan yet. We don't really know the details of that. But
Man,
with those two
That
countries in
Japan
particular,
deal is
let me finish,
it's
Doug.
locked down. That Japan deal is
No,
locked down.
no, it's locked down. But listen, we don't know the full details of it yet. That's all I'm saying.
I
Let
know
me
the
finish what I'm saying.
I think I know the okay,
Dub,
go ahead,
Dub,
go
Dub,
ahead,
Dub.
go ahead,
Calm
go
down,
ahead,
calm down, calm
go
down,
ahead,
Dub.
go ahead, go
I
ahead.
know you're an orange man lover. Let me finish what I'm saying.
It's
You
not
can
about
love
being
on
an
him. You
orange
can
man
love on him
lover.
after
Hold
I'm
on, we got a
done.
I
lot of
love the
show, Doug.
United States.
No, we
I
got a
love
lot
the
of show.
United States.
Let the
Yeah,
brother go. We got a lot of show. We're gonna be cooking
yeah.
tonight.
Buck dancers for Trump could talk the whole night. Let me just get what I'm saying off.
Hold on, bro.
Um,
You out of order, man. You out of order, man. You out of order, man.
no,
Take
no.
that
But let
back.
me.
Take that back. No, take
Now
it back.
I
give
ain't
him the
taking that
Diddy
back.
drop, man. Give him the
Bunch
Diddy
of
drop, man.
fascists is what y'all are.
Give him the Diddy drop,
Trying to
man.
control my
No
wicked.
did it. I said no did it. I say no did it. No did it.
Real quick, Marky, real quick.
Did he drop?
Hold on. Let me just say this. Man, y'all got to listen to Marky, because Marky is very knowledgeable about all of this. So y'all definitely got to listen to what he's talking about, and I
Mhm.
do as well, because he's very knowledgeable. Go ahead, Marky.
Yeah, well, Dub, what I mean when I say we don't exactly know, and we still don't know a lot of at least the more intricate details of those EU and South Korea deals when we talk about the microchip tariffs, because we're going to be importing those. We import
Mhm.
a lot of pharmaceuticals from the EU. We don't
Facts.
still know if those 15% tariffs are going to apply to those. However, I want to give Trump credit because he
Mhm.
managed to get the EU. I think they're buying over. I want to say between 500 to 700 billion dollars worth of oil and energy.
They say
Now
Yeah.
I
they say
have to
it's 700
let me
billion.
finish, man. Come
No,
on,
no,
guys.
you
Come
said you
on,
didn't
guys.
know.
I let
Calm
y'all
down.
talk.
They said it's 700 billion.
No, right. That's just what I said. Between 500 and 7. Let me just finish what I'm saying. Like Dub, you know how terrible my short term memory is. Just let me finish, please. Please.
You got a great memory,
No,
man.
I always lose my train of thought and then I cuss you out and get quiet. Please, let me just finish.
Let you finish. You talking some good
All right.
stuff.
As I was saying, these are at least for the short term actually great deals. I don't agree with Trump regulating a lot of green and renewable energies, but at the same time he ran on drill baby drill. He ran on increasing our oil exports, and that's
Mhm.
exactly what he's doing. And by adding the 15% tariff, again, we don't know all the industries that's going to touch over there that we import from. But if you
Mhm.
put a 15% tariff on European oil and energy, that is just going to that's going to increase the likelihood that people over here are going to buy from Americans over here because there's no tariff tax. So I do have to give Trump a lot of credit on the tariffs. We don't, or excuse me, on the trade deals. As of yet, we do not know how those tariffs are going to impact the economy, though. Um, that then moving over to I just want to comment on what BVO said about the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean that's just ridiculous. Like, that's just an asinine thing to say. The man promised to end let's not even go to Gaza yet. The man promised to end the Ukraine war on day one. We're now at the I think they said we're at day 142 past that on promise. So
Mm-hmm.
no. Then when we move over to Gaza, what they're doing in Gaza is they're ethnically cleansing the people. They're trying to make the land so unlivable and hellish and inhospitable. They're bombing hospitals, schools. They're targeting aqueducts and wells so people can't get fresh water. They're targeting soup kitchens. Okay, they're using snipers on little children. So no. And what they're doing, they're trying to force people south of Gaza so that then they could put them in the quote unquote de-jihadification
But
camps.
you out of now
It's
you out
nothing
of
but
now you
re-educate.
out of order. Now you out
How
of
am
order.
I out of order?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell
I'm
you
not
why.
done, man. God
Well,
Let him
damn.
finish, man. Let him
hold
finish,
on.
Doc.
I can't. The man done brought up 8 points. I can't sit back and not argue any of the points.
I just came from talking about the trade, then I talked about Ukraine, now I'm on Gaza. Let me finish. What is wrong
Yo.
with you niggas? What is wrong with y'all? Why can Marky Dan not finish a sentence? Let
Cause
me
Go
you,
ahead,
finish my
Mark. Mark,
points.
go ahead.
cause
Let
Please.
the
you are.
man.
I'll
Let the
tell
man.
you what. I'll
Jesus
tell you why real quick,
Christ.
Mr. Dan. Cause you
Go,
out of order.
Doug.
Man, you
Cause
know.
you
Doug.
out of order.
Hold on,
Doug.
I got you,
Doug.
Dub.
Let him talk.
I forgot I got
Doug,
the
let him
key. My
talk.
bad, Dub.
Let the man talk. Hold on. Let's
Man,
put Doug back
y'all
on.
make me get out of order. I
Hold
just
on.
wanted to finish a little
Finish what you
sentence, Dub.
saying. No
I
more. Finish what
no.
you
Oh
said.
my god. And it's for the most egregious stuff you're gonna cut me off, Dub. That
Go
yeah,
ahead,
let me
man.
just
Mark.
say.
Mark, go.
Okay. They're trying to ethnically cleanse these people from Gaza. And what they're calling it the Trump plan. Because Trump came out earlier this year and said that if people want to leave voluntarily, we'll let them leave, but they can't come back. And that's the plan they're enacting. They're making it so hell. I'm talking about Israel. They're making it so hellish for these people over there in Gaza that they will want to voluntarily leave and lose their right to come back to the land. And they're doing even worse things in the West Bank within the interior of Israel. And it's they're and one more thing, they're doing it with the backing of Trump. They're using U.S. weapons. And by the way, I was heavily critical of Biden for this because Biden actually sanctioned the international court for putting a warrant out against Netanyahu. And Trump and this administration is continuing the same policies. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Let me
Jesus
say this
Christ.
real quick. Let me say this. I'm gonna let my man brother free in here. I think what Marky's saying is very true. I think the thing that we're seeing with what Israel is what it's always been since 1947, when we were the League of Nations before we became, the United Nations. We wanted Israel to be there. Those are not, and this is going to be controversial. Those are not technically Jews that are there. Those are just people from different places in Russia and throughout Europe that they decided that, hey, you're going to bond under the Jewish name. And what's been going on is an atrocity. I don't want to speak about that. For since 1947, which is going on 70 something, 77 years, 78 years, we've done everything that Israel wanted. So
But
this is no.
hold on.
Hold on, let me finish.
Well,
This is
you
no.
out of order. You out of
Well,
order.
go ahead. If you want to answer my question, go ahead.
My thing is, especially speaking on Israel,
Mm-hmm.
man, and I do agree with what you and Marky say in this situation. I don't understand, and Marky, I didn't say this before to you. I have no clue what our infatuation with Israel is. I have no clue what it is. These aren't the people of the land. The majority of the people who are there are Ashkenazi Jews, and you know what? I got it. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna shut the fuck up real quick. And the reason I don't even got to give a reason. I'm gonna shut up for a second.
just to go off what you're saying, the infatuation since World War II, if we're being honest, since World War II, America has made it its business to be the world's police force. That's why we spend more money in defense than anybody, triple, quadruple the next country. We spend that much money on defense, which is ridiculous. The thing I'll tell you is this: if we just took 75 billion, we could end we could end hunger in America. If we took 60 billion, we can end homelessness in America. The money's there to do these things. Because if you
I
go,
thought you
for
were a
instance,
libertarian, BBO.
I am, but listen, this
You
is what
don't
I'm
believe in
saying.
social programs.
But listen, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Check this part out. What I'm saying is, I got a buddy of mine moved to Saudi Arabia, right? He got some businesses and all that stuff out there. They're a donor state. They give their people money to go to school. They give their people money to do this, to do that. And I'm saying this: the main thing we got to do as Americans, man, we got to figure out how we can put America first and take care of America. You go to New York, you go to Houston, you go to Cleveland, you go to Detroit. Our major cities have infrastructure problems that are ridiculous. You telling me that we don't have the money to upgrade those trains? You guys realize the planes we fly on is still a 1960s technology? Have you guys looked at the front of the planes when they get in there? It ain't nothing but a doggone Greyhound in the air. You look at them old ancient planes, the way they build them planes, there's got to be a better way to move. There's got to be a better way to use renewable energy. But whatever the case is, we need to focus on America first. And I'll pass the mic. Go ahead, Free. What you got for us, man?
I don't really got nothing on this situation because I'm just tired of it. I mean, it don't really concern me whatsoever. I have nothing to do with it. I'm not in the military no more, so it doesn't concern me. But I just don't understand how, if we are a nation that's in debt, how are we giving away money, giving away anything? If you in debt, you supposed to be trying to stack your money to pay back all your debt, not giving away money. So I just don't understand it.
Free, let me ask real quick, in your opinion, and I know the answer to it, but who are we in debt to?
From my understanding, we're in debt to China. We're in debt to China, and it's another country. I'm trying to remember who it
It
was.
begins
I
with a
know
Well,
J.
China.
let's start with China. Let's start there. The thing is this: even if you're in debt to a country, and I want you to understand why we're in debt to China. When China back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, when they started to rebuild and do what they did, the United States was the one who was the one supporting them, right? But this is also the same country, the same country that got the Uyghurs out there. I don't know if y'all know who Uyghurs are. These are concentration camps that they have going on there. How are we supporting that? We shouldn't be supporting none of it. I understand building China up and this and that. China was one of the first. I want to look. Have y'all ever looked at ghost cities
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they built all them cities that they don't have the
that
population for it.
that nobody lives in? They build these huge cities that nobody lives in.
Right.
Man, we not we.
Beautiful places.
Why the hell are we supporting this? It then got to a point where I always say, hey, if the United States is going to be a world power this day, you definitely gotta help people.
Mm-hmm.
But the politicians that we've quote unquote elected, I don't even know if we done elect them. I don't know that to be a fact. These individuals, they done sold out to China, they done sold out to Israel. You know what I'm saying? I think Russia. Me personally, I can't prove it. I can't prove it. I can't prove Russia. I can prove the other two places. What
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to tell you is that, man, our money shouldn't be going to none of these dudes, none of these countries. It should never be being transferred to them because we don't owe them anything. We don't owe them nothing.
Yes, we
If
do.
it, what we owe them?
We owe them over $1 trillion in debt.
Man, when I say I'm not talking about the quote unquote debt, which is still bullshit, in my personal opinion. That's bad deals being made, and they made these bad deals on purpose. I think they were trying to transfer the power to China, anyways. That's my opinion. I could be wrong about it. And Marky, correct me if I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong about it, I ain't got no problem. What I'm trying to tell you is when I say they ain't never you owe a motherfucker when they done did something for you. That these folks ain't never did. They ain't did nothing for us.
That's not true, though.
What they
Are
did
you
That's not
for us.
talking
true.
about China or Israel?
You tell me any country that did what they did for us.
I'll tell you like this: if you didn't have China as a trading partner, the economy that we enjoy today would not be possible. The thing about America.
Yeah.
China wouldn't even.
Let me
No, no,
finish.
no,
Let me
no. You
finish.
out of order. You out of
No, but
order.
BVO
No,
speaking
no,
facts.
No, but
no,
no,
you
no.
out
He
of
out of
order.
order
You
though.
out of order.
But
Hold on, you
no,
out of
you
order.
out
You
of
No,
can't
but
order.
have a
China lets us
capitalist.
import
You can't have a
cheap
capitalist
stuff.
system if you can't make stuff cheap. What are you talking about? You can't have iPhones here. They'd be $10,000. You can't have Nike
3,000.
shoes here. They'd be 5,000. They'd be $500 if they not already. It's
Yep.
because America's capitalist system. We feed on cheap labor. We're built off cheap. We're built off free labor. The whole reason America became a superpower in less than 100 years is because of slavery. So us to expect that we can survive without cheap labor is foolishness. If that's the case, they wouldn't have moved every tire place from Detroit, from Akron, from Cleveland to Mexico. It's because they want to sell it to us at full price with cheap labor. So that's all I'm saying on that. But go ahead, Doc.
No, those are the absolute facts. I mean, the union. I mean, you could say it was the financial collapses, or you could say it was the unions. But one of the two drove the big company, or excuse me, the big manufacturing companies out of this country. Over there in China, they don't got no unions. They don't got no minimum wage. They got slavery.
Hold on.
They could pay a
Child labor.
person two
Child
dollar
labor.
they could pay a person $2 an hour to work a 14-hour day. Okay?
It's a
That
fact.
we cannot compete with that at all whatsoever.
So hold
Imagine.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So real quick, BVO, answer this question. China thrived because of what country? They didn't thrive because of themselves. China at one point in time was looked at as a third world country. So China, they thrived because of what? The
China
amount of
thrives.
money,
Communist.
the amount of money that the United States poured into China. That's why. That's a fact. The
No,
same way, hold on,
that's
hold on,
true.
hold
That's
on. Let
true.
me finish. Let me finish.
Go
The
ahead.
same way Israel,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't thrive because of anything they provided or no, they thrived because the amount of money the United States poured into Israel.
Continuously.
These are all facts. And so what I'm trying to tell you is why are we pouring so much money into these countries who now, whether it's China, whether it's man, stop it, man, fuck up, man. We don't need these people. We don't need them. If things are built here, then it helps this country. And y'all know, I always tell y'all, I rock with the U.S. before I rock with anybody. We, and I see Trill Will. Shout out to Trill Will. Shout out to Ben Israel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Crush. Man, we don't know. Y'all will say we need it. No, the fuck we don't. Trade deals can be made with any country in the world. We gotta go argue with China to make a damn trade deal. China is on the back foot right now. They're the ones suffering. They're the ones killing off their children. We not killing off our, and I say that respectfully. We not killing off our children. They are because of the
They
over.
got people starving to death, man. They got people
You
starving to death.
It's ridiculous. And so
Look,
but there are one part.
all I'm trying to tell you is at the end of the day, we may not have the actual materials as Trill Will is saying. I ain't got no problem with that. But if you go and really the materials they come from Africa. most of the materials and the things that are being used for these chips, this extra technology is coming from Africa. It's not coming from China.
Hold on, Dub. You're saying something dangerous. You're saying
That's
something
not.
dangerous. Let me say this real quick. See, you're saying something dangerous right now. You hit on something huge right there. When Gaddafi wanted to create the African Bank, where they for the first time used the
They killed the
materials
man. They
and
killed him.
unalived the man.
My bad, my
But
bad, my bad, my bad,
what I'm
my bad.
saying is this. This is what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. In the 50s, you got to remember, in the 50s, that let's be honest, that probably was the strongest America was. From 1940, from 1946 to I would say 1959, we had the best schools, we had the best education,
Hey, True,
we had the
pull up.
best
Hey,
military.
pull up, True. Pull up, my brother. That's my and I got love for Trill. Go ahead.
Yeah,
My
Trill, you're a
apologies.
good dude. You're a good dude. This is
I
what
got
I'll say
love.
to that.
I got love for him.
This is what I'll say to that. You can't have the kind of wealth that we have in America if you don't have somebody that's getting a bad break. And you say, why I say that? And you go to the Caribbean. China owns Jamaica. Why would Jamaica let China build all of their national highways and keep the tolls for 50 years?
They didn't
It's
have a
because they
choice.
were
And
They
that
didn't
and
have a
that's
let me
choice.
finish. Let me finish. They were so desperate to upgrade the infrastructure because it was falling apart. That's what
They didn't
happens.
have a
And
choice.
I'm gonna tell you the place that we got to keep our eye on is Botswana, Senegal, and we got to keep our eyes on Libya because Libya is having a renaissance again. The thing that's going to happen is that they don't want to happen. We're seeing these African countries break from the EU. The EU is telling you right now, if you come to our country and have babies, we'll pay you. Japan is offering money right now for black men in particular to come to Japan and have families. The European Union, the whole world is pretty much experiencing a lot of things all at once. And I'm telling you, and it goes back to the economy is this. If you got a billionaire here, somebody's living in complete poop. Complete
Yep.
poop.
That's the economy.
You can't have that type of you don't have that kind of wealth if you stay within the country. You remember when me and you were kids, though, and it wasn't that long ago. We were kids in the early 90s, late mid 90s. When we were little kids, we heard a millionaire. That was a big deal. A guy got $1 million. What's $1 million now? Because what happened?
It's nothing.
Now we fast track and we overvalue the money. We keep printing money. We keep printing money. You realize that what was that? Was that
I brought this up from the
when
beginning.
we
Hold on.
detect what was his
I,
name? I think it was Nixon. When Nixon detects
Jerome, go ahead.
the gold from the actual dollar, that was one of the biggest mistakes in American history. Because now all we
I
do is
brought this
print
up from the
bull crap money.
beginning. Jerome Powell, the same
Go
way
ahead.
I criticized him early in this
Mhm.
conversation, the Federal Reserve have been printing money. They've been doing it. They print money hand over fist. That's a fact. They print money hand over fist. And the amount of money that they are printing, that's what gets you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I think we on I want to save it because I know me and Marky, we're going to talk about this Friday. So I want to save a few things that I want to say because we're going to have this conversation. But all I'm telling you is that, hey, real quick, Trill, pull up my brother. Shout out to Bruce Gas. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother as
My
well.
big brother Bruce.
Yeah, hey, Pittsburgh T. You know what I'm saying? Man, y'all pull up, man. Pull up and make y'all arguments because what
Yeah,
I'm
pull
trying
up
to
to the
tell
Terror Dome. That's all
what
we
what
doing
I'm
out here.
what I'm trying to
Go ahead.
tell you is
Yeah. Just
last
one.
point, last point. What I'm trying to tell you is that what the United States and what Trump never mind, I'm on my back foot now. Go ahead, Trill. Shout out to my
No,
brother. I
but before
appreciate you.
Trey,
What's up, fellas?
I appreciate you
go
pulling
ahead,
up,
Trey.
brother.
What's
I
good,
really
man?
appreciate it.
Man,
Okay.
this like these kind of conversations are needed in our community real bad because
Absolutely.
we
Hey,
obviously
Chill, let me
being
ask you a quick
misinformed.
question before you start. Let me
Hey,
ask you
what's
a quick
up, bro?
question.
Yeah.
Was that you crying with the champ? I could see the tears in your eyes.
No, I
That's
wasn't
what you said.
crying. I was happy. I was happy as
I'm
hell.
messing with you.
You out
Yeah,
of
That's what I
order,
always
man.
say.
BBO, you out of order. You out of
BBO,
I
order.
Put the
always
man
say
out
that
on
about
the
my
stage.
man.
He talking about he
I
Out of
know.
you
order,
are out of
niggas,
order,
man.
sir.
I said the
Hey,
same thing to my boy. Hold on, Dad. I said the
Yeah,
same thing to my boy Puerto Rican Tommy. I said
I'm
when
gonna
y'all see
get on
water, start
what
crying.
y'all was talking about.
Go ahead.
go
All
ahead,
right,
Will.
but what the way that America got itself in debt, you got to think about the fundamentals of debt. And the United States is beholden to Japan. Japan owns $1.125 trillion worth of American debt. What America does is it uses its bonds, just like you would if you went to a bank and applied for a loan, right? Because America has a credit rating throughout the world on the World Bank. Y'all remember back in 2008, 2009, 2008, when George Bush crashed the economy. It crashed the world market. The whole world was affected by it. All of the bad, the wars that George Bush put us in, but it goes back even further. It goes back to the days of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, when he cut the effective tax rate from the high end working class, the top 10% of the country, from 70% to 20%, it put the burden of proof or a burden of taking care of this country on the middle class and working class and the poverty stricken people. So that's the reason why America then turned around and started selling off a lot of debt, because with the slashing of the effective tax rate in America still had a lot of debt it was incurring. So they had to find a way to get more money. That's why they keep raising the debt ceiling. They raised it over and over. They just raised it for $4.5 trillion with the big, beautiful scam bill. So that's the reason why you have Japan owning some of America's debt. China is right behind them with $784 billion. Then you have the United Kingdom, the Cayman Islands, Luxembourg, Canada, Belgium, France, Ireland, and Taiwan. They all own debt here in the United States. And if they really wanted to sink the economy, they could bury us alive under our own debt. And basically, it's pretty much like a trust system. And they use this debt in order for it, because America has a history of going in countries and stealing and pilfering resources. Like y'all use the example of Gaddafi. They killed him because he was trying to establish a currency so they can be self-sustaining.
Unalive, bro. Unalive.
Oh, unalive. I'm
Unalive,
sorry.
bro.
They unalived him because they wanted him not to expound on freeing his people, just like in Africa right now, South Africa, when they was going through apartheid and all of that. South Africa now realizes that they were being scammed and hustled by all the people who colonized Africa. And so now they're trying to build themselves back better now. That's the reason why you had Trump and the Republican regime screaming out the Afrikaners were being unalived and all this stuff in Africa, which wasn't true. It still ain't true to this day. Most of the people who were being unalived over in Africa were helped, like farmhands, or mostly black people anyway. But yeah, they went, and that's the reason why they went to Africa in the first place, to pilfer. Like, we don't have the resources here to build all the stuff on our own for us to be self-sufficient.
But this is the thing, and this is where me and you're gonna disagree, Trill. And I say no disrespect whatsoever.
No, bro, not taking.
Where we're gonna disagree is that because America is, and I think it was set up this way. Me personally, we are the currency capital of the world. You know what I'm saying? And because we're the currency capital of the world, we can. It gives us that opportunity to go into other countries, and whether I agree or not, to go in and make certain deals, and that's going to benefit us more than it's going to benefit that country.
Well, let me say this real quick. Oh, man, it's a fluid conversation, but you don't get to come back. The thing that I think Trill and Dub are forgetting is that military. That's what backs our.
I was going to bring that in my next
point. We can say, hold on, we got some background. Mute up if you're not talking. If we're going to be honest here, that's why we spend so much money. Oh, you don't want to do what we say? Because guess what? We've known, and we found out with Ukraine, Russia can't touch us. And when we found that out, if you notice, this is the first time in our lives we ever seen America really, really stick it to Russia any kind of way. Because we seen in 2014 when they took over Donbass in Ukraine, Obama did nothing. We've seen it over the years where they always did what they wanted. Now we know if we ever wanted smoke, they would have to go immediately to nuclear weapons. But go ahead, Doug. My bad.
But BVO, they couldn't go and Obama couldn't do anything anyway because he was beholden to a Republican Congress and Senate. Because remember, the Tea Party took over.
But no, that's not that's not
true.
That's a fact.
That's the truth. That's a fact.
Wait a minute.
The Republican Tea Party.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
The Republican Tea Party invaded in 2010.
Hold on.
And
But
from
this is the problem.
2009 to the latter part of 2010, Dub, they were rebuilding the economy.
But
remember,
the problem,
we were losing
the problem with your
jobs
argument
every month. We was losing jobs every month, dog.
But the problem,
losing money
problem
every
with
month.
the problem with your argument.
Let the brother get it out.
Well, he got man. Hey,
it's a full conversation, man.
He understand
he
understand the conversation like I understand the conversation. So
it's a terror dome. It's a terror dome.
I don't think he took it. Well, let me know if you took offense to that.
I didn't. Dog.
I think we understand it together.
Go ahead, bro.
But the problem with that is that even with that being true, and I'm not disagreeing with you, even when that happened, it still happened under Obama, who, and me personally, I'm not a big Obama fan, me personally. At the same time, Obama, he still had reign to bomb when he wanted to bomb shit. Because the man was dropping bombs left and right around this motherfucker.
You wanted him to bomb Russia?
Hold on.
Crimea?
Hold on, man. Hold on. Wait a minute, Marky. I'm gonna get to all of it. All I'm saying is for the first piece of it, as far as Africa goes, even then, when there were agreements being made, bombs were still being dropped at that current moment in time. We agree on that, don't we?
That's true.
Yep. And so
that's true.
And so then, going to Marky's point, and really don't want to touch on it too much because I think Marky, it is what it is. I know, hey, that's my brother. But you're not gonna sit here and bomb a nuclear country. You're not gonna do it the same way. The same way that bombs were being dropped in Qatar, the same way they were being dropped all over, well, I ain't gonna say all over the world, in certain areas of the world, Syria, you name it, you know what I'm saying, as far as the Middle East go, we're not seeing that now. We're not seeing bombs drop nearly as much. And now we see individuals coming to the table looking to negotiate. Negotiation, in my personal opinion, is the best way around war. You negotiate shit. And I think Trump right now, even though and I got my own issues with Trump. I got my own issues with him. We'll talk about that when it's time. But as far as the negotiations that he's doing, the man, he's done better than any president we done had in the last false, 30 years.
That is false. That's absolutely
false.
Absolutely false.
Who had better negotiation deals?
Absolutely. Barack Obama did. Barack Obama did. Barack Obama did. He negotiated a nuclear proliferation deal with Iran that Donald Trump ripped up and then blamed Obama for.
No,
he didn't. No, dude, I'm a two-time combat veteran. I was in Iraq, bro. I was in Iraq, bro. I was in Iraq.
Hold on.
$1 billion worth of
Obama came with the START treaty, and we screwed him on that. We screwed the Russians with the START treaty.
America broke every treaty they ever entered into. Like, matter of fact, the reason why we were defending Ukraine is because we made them give up their nuclear arms. They were the third biggest nuclear country in the world. We made them give up there with the promise. Listen. When we made them give up their nuclear arms, we made them a promise that if they didn't sign up with NATO, that we would protect them if Russia showed any aggression towards them after the Cold War.
We wouldn't even allow them into NATO.
No, that's what I'm telling you. That's the reason why we couldn't, because we promised them we'd take care of them. That's what we said. That's why we were sending arms over there when Russia invaded.
We can't promise we're gonna take care of you, and then
that's what we did, though.
That's what Ronald Reagan did.
That's
what
Ronald Reagan did
a
second ago.
Yes, Ronald Reagan did that.
Countries, we owe Ukraine some nuclear motherfucking weapons.
Thank you, Marky.
They gave up their protection against the Russian invasion so that we can have a step close to nuclear peace.
Well,
and now we're
the second. Hold on. Let me do this real quick.
I got you.
Because the show, I want to be listenable. If we're gonna talk, we all gotta let somebody talk, and then we go. Go ahead, Doc.
Only time we seen shit taken from the Ukraine is under who? Y'all tell me.
Bush.
Ronald Reagan.
No, hell, what they took under Ronald Reagan?
They took all the nuclear weapons out of it. Because you
No,
remember,
I'm talking
during the
about
Soviet Union days,
I'm talking about
Ukraine was
land
the
masses.
capital of the
I'm
Soviet
talking about
Union.
land masses. I'm talking about land masses. The only time we seen land masses taken under the United States when we were supposedly protecting Ukraine was when they took the Donbass and when they took Crimea. That's the only time. And
they didn't really take those places. You know what?
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean they didn't take
I'm
them?
gonna tell you why they didn't really take those places. What America did, and what people forget, is and I know this for a fact from having some people here in Cleveland that's from Ukraine. Ukraine is like a cousin to Russia. There were people who wanted to be with Russia because those people have shared blood. And what happened was America infiltrated what you have now. I can't think of the guy's name. They put their own leadership in, and those people from Crimea and the Donbass wanted to be part of Russia and do what they think with Russia. That's why you have it how it is, because
That's
they
a fact.
never wanted to go. What America tried to do was co-opt Ukraine to use Ukraine against Russia, and it's backfired, and it's been nothing but a money pit ever since.
But
That's
it was,
pretty much all it's
BVO,
been.
BVO, to get on your topic, like they ran out the guy who was a Russian apologist, who was the Ukrainian leader before Zelensky got in to be president. They ran him out, and then they were America was trying to pretty much weasel themselves in there so they can get the natural resources from Ukraine. That's pretty much what it's all been about the whole time. Trump exposed the stuff, but Trump ain't been a good voice on like world leadership and foreign policy. This man is trash. This dude don't know what he's doing. Like, he's got the dumbest person in the world in the Pentagon. You got a drunk that's telling everybody your plans and everything that you got going on. So how's national security even better under Trump than it was under any other presidential administration? It's not. It's trash right now. And just like BBO said,
you tell me what they took. What have they taken under the Trump presidency? What has Russia taken from Ukraine under Trump?
Most of Ukraine's land. They trying to invade Kyiv now.
That's a lie.
Go look over there. Look over there. Russia has invaded. They successfully invaded Ukraine. Ukraine keeps fighting them off. They're still trying to invade Ukraine right now so they can invade Poland. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to capture the eastern hemisphere of Europe so they can rebuild the USSR like they do in this old glory days, just like under Mikhail Gorbachev. That's what they're trying to do. That's been Vladimir Putin's whole thing. That's the reason why he got close to Trump, because Trump was already involved with Russia in 2013.
They don't want anything to do with Poland.
Trying to build Trump, but he's trying to build Trump Tower in Moscow in 2013.
Let me do this.
He has some
Russia doesn't want
Hold on, let me do this real quick.
Doesn't make any sense.
Go ahead, Uncle Peter.
Get Peter in here.
Hold on. I got Uncle Peter again. Go ahead, Uncle Peter.
If Russia wanted Poland, they're taking all Ukraine right now. They don't want a war with actually, they don't even want to have a war with NATO. But they're not going to have NATO on their front back door with nuclear weapons. They're not going to have CIA. We've got 21 CIA bases in Ukraine right now, and they don't want them there. They don't want the USA that close in the Ukraine, and that's the war. And it was the Maidan revolution that started it all down in Odessa. It was the United States. John McCain and that idiot Lindsey Graham, that faggot. They went over there with the CIA and the new national endowment.
Get them out of here, man. Get them out of here.
And they say, I'm telling you right now, they started the doggone revolution.
But that was Ronald Reagan administration.
Putin told them back in 2010, we're not going to put up with it. We're not going to put up with NATO on our front door. We're not going to do it. He told them. He even tried a European security agreement with the United States and the Europeans, and they wouldn't go for it. And then Trump in 2018 closed on the INF.
Uncle Peter.
Hold on. Let me tell you what happened. Let the man finish.
Let me tell you what happened. And then in 2018, Trump pulls out of the INF, which is the Intermediate Nuclear Treaty. And so what's Russia supposed to think? All of a sudden, we pull out of a treaty that we had paper on, And then on top of it all, Obama
Russia
comes along
pulled
with
out
the START,
first.
and then we come along with the START treaty. And what do? Our proxy attacks one of their
Dude, you
nuclear
got that wrong.
facilities.
Russia
Man, you're
pulled out
lucky.
first.
You're lucky. You're lucky. You are lucky.
But it
Putin
started
has
with the
more
Reagan
common sense
administration, though.
than
That's what
most
they
of
want to address,
most
though.
of those idiots in
All them,
Washington. Because I'll tell you
even
what, we don't have any leadership in Washington. We have a bunch of fucking kids. We have a bunch of punks running around that don't know what the hell they're doing. And look at them once. Take a look at them once.
Hold
They're
on,
a bunch of punks.
hold on. Real quick. So we're gonna be in order, and shout out to BVO because we on his show. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be in order tonight as far as this conversation go. But let's do it the right way. Pittsburgh T, Big Dog, Ben Israel is in the building. Shout out to my brother Ben. And then we got Fight Sports. Let's do it in order. Go ahead, Pittsburgh.
Okay, salute to all you fellas. I want to address just the economy. America's economy is in the best position that it's been in over 50 years, if not more. What we're doing is with the big beautiful bill. All that did was lock in the tax rates that we already had that were going to expire, and some other things that people can disagree with. As far as the economy itself, those terrorists, what they're doing is they're bringing countries to the table, and we're getting them to pay tariffs, and we're getting that money to come into our coffers. If people go back and do their research in history, before we had income tax, we had tariffs. At some point, it started off only with the rich and disseminated to the regular people because they didn't have enough income coming in. And now we're going back to actually reestablishing tariffs and getting these countries, I don't know what that noise is, getting these countries to reestablish what they're paying, their fair share of what they should be paying. And that's bringing billions of dollars in every single month, every single quarter. If you look at all the numbers that are coming in, they're coming in better than any of those predictions that they actually had. Because remember, when they started this tariff war, the whole economy was supposed to fall out of the sky. Everybody's stuff was supposed to go up. There's no indication of that's happening now, nor that it's going in the future. If we look at the CPI number that comes in every month, that comes in either flat or below what they thought it was less than a 1% move on items such as like oil, gas, food, any products that you have, all of that's down. If you look at the PMI report that gives you the future things, what people are ordering, that's all up. You got a PCE number that's coming out tomorrow, and that comes out every month. Those numbers are more than likely going to be in line. So if we look at the economy itself, it's stable, it's going in the right direction. And if we look at forward looking, what's happening is we all can agree we're in an artificial intelligence revolution. We own all those companies that are part of artificial intelligence are all American companies. NVIDIA, ASML that makes all the chips for all the chips makers. That's an American company. You can't make a chip without ASML. And they're the ones that restrict all those. Those are all American companies. If you look at the software names, the Googles, the Microsoft, all of that stuff are American companies. And if you tie that in simply with the trade deals, they're making rare earth metal deals. Those are what they need to make those semiconductors. Those are all being part of those deals. So all of that stuff is being established. So as far as what we are situated and where we're going as an American country economically, we're in the head of everything and we're in the control of everything. So we're able, and people are missing this, we're able to make individual deals with individual countries where we don't have to go to a meeting or a committee. We can individually say, pull up on the country and say, we want to make a deal with you and negotiate those deals because we have the consumers and we have the future here in our hands.
I ain't mad at it. Real quick, I just want to let y'all
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me
That's
get no. Wait, real
misinformation,
quick, y'all. Real quick, because we got a full panel up here. You know what I'm saying? I want to let everybody get their bars off, and I'm trying my best. I'm gonna be in order as well. Same way BVO, my brother, he said, hey, we're gonna be in order around this motherfucker, man. That's what we gonna excuse my language. I apologize, BVO, but we're gonna be in order. So let's get Big Dog, let's get Fight Sports, let's get Ben Israel, and then the panel will open it back up for everybody. But let everybody get their bars off early, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all get y'all bars off as well. I'm gonna shut the fuck. I'm gonna be quiet. But go ahead.
What's happening? Um, Perspective's way off. I think when yeah, you're way off, dude. I think where he's worried about the economy on tariffs, that was in the late 1800s and during the revolutionary time of like industry. And the reason why tariffs did work back then is because we didn't have any regulations on nothing. On nothing. We had no regulations on how much stuff can come into the country. We had no regulations on buildings, on a lot of different things, on nothing. And what I mean by regulations is rules, laws that protect against monopolies and all these other things. That's why our economy started to sputter and got high into the 1920s. We had the war in 20s. And that happened with a World War One, with a when the war was won, and we helped Europe build itself back up, just like after World War II. So the terrorists, that it don't work into this today's society because things are different. It's more of a world economy. And what Trump's trying to do is try to bring it back to a single country economy. Though it doesn't work. The world works with each other. We have computers, we have technology that we can send messages to each other instantly. We don't have boats, we don't have things that with trade, it has to go through all this time around the world in terms of traveling. So stock market wasn't really that big of a thing back in during in the 1800s. Not every single country was involved in the stock market. So tariffs did. Oh, go ahead.
No.
I'm almost done.
Go ahead.
I'm almost done. Anyway, another thing I want to say is about a lot of things that you got to talk about after the Cold War. It didn't happen under Reagan. It happened under Bush and Clinton. Just to let you guys know, the Cold War ended in 1989. And so a lot of things that did transpire, like Ukraine get up the weapons and all those countries leaving the Soviet Union, happened from 1991 to like 1997. And so, I mean, I don't know where Reagan just basically what Soviet did, they outspend themselves and they try to outdo the United States in something they weren't good at, and that was making money. Anyway, that's all I got to say.
I ain't mad at you. Fight Sports, go ahead, get your bars off. Then we're going to Ben Israel. Go ahead, Fight.
Yeah, Trump's definitely overdoing it with these tariffs, like just dumping tariffs on everybody. He's just acting like a schizo. The tariffs have done well in some places, like with China. He's managed to get some pretty good deals compared to what there was before. But yeah, he's just going schizo on it. I can't remember who said it, but about Putin trying to resurrect the USSR. That's exactly what he's trying to do, which is why it's important for the world that Trump does. Obviously, don't escalate it too far. Do it in the right way, but it's important that he defeats Russia, and Putin hopefully disappears after that, because he will take over all of Europe if possible, if he can. I can't remember who said it, but in terms of what treaty the US pulled out of, like this is something that Putin's wanted to do for years, and because he had weak people in the White House, he was able to get close to where he's invaded Ukraine now, all based on lies. This has nothing to do with NATO or anything. So, Putin would have done this anyway. Therefore, it's better for the world that Trump does whatever he can to defeat them. And he's trying to get Putin to basically surrender by threatening tariffs. It might work, but this is Putin's legacy, so he's not going to stop unless he's absolutely forced to. And those loyal to him probably won't do it. So, it's an ugly situation, but either way, Russia has to lose.
Amazing. Ben Israel, let me get you. Go ahead. Cook on the topic, my brother.
Shalom to every brother in the building. I'm surprised y'all bringing up a topic such as this with the American economy, American market, the wars going on in the country. I'm very proud of you, Doug. Shout out to my big brother, my little brother, BVO, for keeping it respectfully. Cause I want order in this bitch, Doug. And y'all cooking on a hell of a topic. And I'm telling y'all, it started with Ronald Reagan administration. Y'all blaming Trump, all this shit. Cause sometimes, Dub, when I come to office, what about when D Free was in office before I came to fruition? He had this shit fucked up, and I got to clean this shit up. But it's neither here nor there. I'm telling you where it started from for the Mercury. The other brother, shout out to the brother in the building. Let me look at the thing, because I want to make sure I keep everybody name in this. Trill Will. And Trill was saying the market, what they did to motherfucker Gaddafi was crazy, bro. Was Gaddafi, Libya, I want y'all to look at it. Libya was in debt to nobody, bro. That whole nation in Africa, that whole country was in debt to nobody, dog. But then the Mercury and all this shit, how the form of atomic bomb and all this shit, the CIA was very familiar. See, this is why I be watching motherfuckers. People in the military, they understand how these people move over there.
Hey, try not to use the profanity, respectfully.
Okay, them brothers or the sisters, I don't know, Caucasians, but I'm gonna say the brothers, everybody up here look like Benjamin. I don't think nobody is no light-skinned Marky Dan from the islands. He may be light-skinned than anyone. And if it go from Marky Dan to BVO, then it go to Dub. Then it go to the motherfucking D-Free, because we got some black brothers, some real.
You gotta stop cussing.
Oh, well, forgive me, my G. I'm
This the third time.
Man, Ben, yeah, Ben, Ben is good, man. Just stay on topic, Ben. Come on now.
I'm on topic. I'm on topic, but the profanity, what he's saying, I can understand that, Dub, because you know Dub been blocking Benjamin BVO, because he told me he ain't gonna, you know, and Dub always, but I want to stay on topic because I tell you, it started with Ronald Reagan administration, BVO. It started with him. When you see how before when D Free, I mean what my brother name up here again? Motherfucking Ill Will. Trill Will. When Trill Will was telling y'all, man, the CIA, they be reporting back. Because when y'all said the military report to the president, Trill Will say he was in the military. He know the government, the president run the military. They loyal to the president. If the president tell them, man, we finna bomb Russia, they can't say, nah, Mr. President. I forgot what they gonna call him. They ain't boy nation.
Commander-in-Chief. They call him the commander-in-chief.
He's the commander-in-chief, but I'm saying if he tell them they got to go over there and bomb Russia or they got to go bomb China, they can't question his decision.
Yes,
they cannot. No, of course not. Anybody in the military cannot question the president when it's time to go and he give them a command. They got to go.
But none
they
of
swore.
But none of that has happened.
But listen, when we talking about what's going on right now, and y'all say make it make sense, and what Trill was trying to tell y'all, even with Libya, when Obama, I'm gonna make it make sense. Even Obama, y'all brought up Obama, a great president, a brother like us, now. He did one thing Obama did that I'm giving him. He was a hit. He was like Benjamin, nigga. He went out there and murked their ass, though, dog. He did. Most two notorious and I ain't gonna say Omar Gaddafi was that dude. He was not need to be murdered. No, the fuck he didn't. Unalive. Forgive me, my brother, because you said don't use. I got you now. Profane and the Merkin part, the unalive. Now I got you, so I can move. But when they said only the Pan Am flight, that's what they were trying to link Omar Gaddafi with. If you take that off the board, they have nothing to link this man with. And Libya at the time with Omar, when they assembled all the little nations to Manhattan that year, Omar Gaddafi was sleeping in a tent. And look, Secret Service, they had Secret Service, they had Libya. He made it complicated for the president. I think Clinton was in office at the time when they assembled all them presidents. And Omar Gaddafi had a tent in Manhattan. Had Secret Service sitting down there in the, yeah. Man, so I ain't going to the hotel. I don't even trust them. And he had every right to think like this, bro. And he was telling them, man, these people, it didn't look how they did. Like, okay, you got Ben Laden and your boy. They beefing right now. And then they kill what the shit was the war in Iraq.
Wait a minute.
Saddam
Hold on.
Hussein.
Saddam Hussein. See,
You done
now
got.
that's the
But,
leader I was trying to.
hold on,
Forgive me,
real quick,
Dub. I
real
know you
quick.
said the profane.
No,
Forgive
no,
me,
no.
Dub.
Yeah, no, but you done got so far out of order. I
No,
don't
it's
even.
all making sense because if you're gonna talk about what makes sense, this how when the U.S. when you talk about in depth, U.S. owe everybody, bro. And the only reason that U.S. ain't been brought to her knees, bro, because of you, your grandmama, Dub, BVO grandmama, be free grandmama, my grandmother, the real Israelite that came to this nation. The, this the new covenant right now. I'm telling y'all, you know how he told Moses to move? Yeah. He also know he sent for to move
All
y'all
right, Ben,
again.
wrap it. Ben, wrap it up. Other people
Yeah,
gotta go. Come on, Ben,
you done
wrap it
got out
up.
of order. You done got out of order
Come
with
on,
this
Ben.
one.
I'm making it make
Respectfully.
sense.
BVO,
That's
man.
respect.
BVO, bring us back in order, brother. Bring us back in order, BVO.
Yeah, we throwing Ben out of here, man. We moving on. We moving on.
No, you can't. Don't throw my brother out, man. Don't throw him out. He out of order, man.
Oh.
Hey, he gonna find his way.
Hey,
But
fellas, it's been raw. I'm finna go to bed, man. I'll let y'all boys
hey,
go, man.
Trill said I can't even deal with this. I can't deal with it. Hey,
Man, one
Yeah,
day
Trill,
we'll one day, man.
I gotta tell you, man. Salute to you, man. Keep doing your thing. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? You run a hell of a channel over there.
yeah.
I
I'm
ain't got
trying
nothing
to.
but love and respect for you. I appreciate you pulling up, man. We
Same to you
want you to
guys.
stay though. We want you to
Hey,
stay
hey,
because
Yeah, man,
Trill,
it's
we're gonna
late.
go again. We're gonna go again this Friday. Me and Dub, we got our own Friday show where we talk politics. I'm gonna
we
post it in
Oh,
the
talk.
group
We
chat.
bet. I'll pull
absolutely.
up on y'all, bro.
Most
I'll pull
Hey,
up
definitely.
on you.
much love, my brother. Much
All
love.
right, peace to y'all, man.
Peace.
BVO, get us back in order, man. We done got out of order around this motherfucker, man.
Hey,
Respectfully.
man. All I want us to do is be able to talk, man. But go ahead, Dub. You got it.
Well, I'm gonna pass it around because it ain't on me. It's on all the other brothers right now. I want to go to Free. I want to go to Marky. We got Mex in. Well, let me bring Mex in here first. Let me get Mex in here, and then we going Marky. We going Free. We going and we gonna spin the block accordingly. Peter, you know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh. We'll spin the block accordingly, but Mex, man, you in the building. You know what I'm saying? We talking politics. You already know what it is. We done talked it a lot, me and you. Go ahead, my brother.
Oh man, I just came to tap in. It's been a minute, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since last time we all got down, so I had to pull up on my dog. Had a day off. I really I just came into some you already know. I came into some meth talk or whatever the fuck was going on right now. So I'm kinda lost. I don't know what's going on,
Man, y'all gotta
but
leave the cuss
but
words at the front door, man.
I
Leave the
didn't
cuss
I
words
didn't
at the
what did I
front
say?
door.
I didn't cuss?
You just cussed, and you
What
didn't
I
even
said?
know it. You
Oh
just said
damn.
that. You just said. I ain't.
All
You said
right,
the F
Christian
word.
Dub, right side.
Bro,
Shane
you
Dub,
also,
right
hey
side.
Dub, you live in a free speech environment though,
But
bro.
but
No,
but
we
but
Why
don't.
you
but
No,
but
keep
no,
we
saying,
no no no. But
no,
and
we
but
I know
we
don't.
he
hold on
did
hold
Come
curse,
on
on
he
here.
hold
did
on.
curse though,
But we
but sometimes people don't even understand because sometimes, because I know that dude just came up here. I know Mix, and sometimes Benjamin Dub, and I'm saying, forgive me, just let me make my statement real
It
quick.
don't. It
Sometimes
don't.
people say things they don't even know they saying it because they so used to hanging around little JoJo and little Pookie. But you ain't around Pookie now, Mix. You around Dub Right Side and BVO. Keep it respectful,
Yeah,
my boy.
and
I want
y'all can
order this thing.
and the
y'all can
BVO
cuss
and the
y'all
I
can
know
BVO
cuss
you know
all
something
y'all
about
platform
that
hold
has
pookie.
on
its
y'all
own
can cuss all y'all
constitution.
want to
You
on
must
my
follow
show.
it.
This is BVO show, man. The brother he tried to
Yeah.
do his thing. He tried to do it a certain way. So let's have respect for that man. Can we not do that? Let's have respect for him.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know I cussed, but I just came to tap in with y'all, man. I see you live
My
and
bad. Hey.
stuff. And
God
you
damn.
guys are fudging great, and I think y'all keep up the good work. And happy late anniversary to everybody. I did an anniversary show last night for Bud and Spence. Never forget. Go back on that.
Was that last night? Wow.
That was yesterday.
It's been 2 years since fish fry. That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. 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 I
It
remember
has
that.
been. It has been. Go ahead, Marky. Get your bars off.
I mean, I don't even know where to go from where Ben Israel left
Hey,
us off at.
you know
But
how it go. You know how it go.
I'm gonna just say the Pittsburgh T. We still got to see at the end of the day how the effect that tariffs are gonna have on this economy. I believe, me personally, I think tariffs are inflationary. From everything I've been seeing, from the math and the way it's been explained to me, I don't think it's going to be helping a lot of people's businesses profit margin. I think a lot of people are going to have to make the decision between raising prices or cutting back on their labor because tariffs, at the end of the day, they're not being paid by other countries. It is a tax on the businesses that import from other countries. So and again, while I can appreciate because getting the European Union to invest $700 billion in any sector of the U.S. economy, that's big, and I can give Trump a lot of credit for that. And him using tariffs as a leverage is what got him that. But at the same time, we don't know how that 15% tariff on
Your
the
mic
EU
out,
as well as other countries is going to.
Marky. Your mic out of order. Your mic out of order. Is that me, y'all? Is that me? It might be me.
No,
Nah,
that's
that's his
Marky. I
mic.
thought it
That's
was
his
me for a
mic.
second.
Your mic out of order, Marky Dan.
It's
Your
out of
mic is
order, man. It's
definitely out
out
of
of
order.
order. It's out of
Hold
order.
on, I'm gonna come back.
All right, we ain't got no
Hey,
problem.
can I elaborate on that, Dub? Or you
Now,
want me to just because
we gotta,
real quick,
hold on,
1 minute.
no, real quick, man. We let you talk, and you done talk more than most, so we got to get everybody else in here. Let me get my brother Free in here. Let me get Peter Vonert back in here. BVO, he done been kind to give us his platform, so we got to get BVO word. So go ahead, Free.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, see, this is the reason why I say you can't necessarily blame um Barack Obama or blame this president, that president, because they got to clean up. One person is trying to do something, then another person come in and want to change and undo everything that they do. So we steady trying to clean up the next person's mess from what they left behind, and so we always going to be behind. We're never going to move forward because somebody is always trying to clean up the next person's mess. And so they only get 8 years. They made 8 years of what they got in order, and then you trying to have 8 years to clean it up, and then somebody else come in and then fix and change everything that the last person did. So it's never going to get better. So we think it's going to get better. We're just fooling ourselves because it's never going to get better. It's too much stuff that got messed up throughout time that you can never fix everything that's wrong. So it's not going to get better. It just we just got to try to navigate through this situation that we've been dealt with right now because these people that was put in charge messed a lot of things up, and you got people that's trying to clean it up, but then you got the Republicans, they stuck in their ways. You got the Democrats, they're stuck in their ways. So it's never going to get cleared up.
And you're right with that, D Free. Because sometimes even in election, and this is what I was saying a minute ago. Shout out to BVO. Thank you, BVO, for allowing the most hated up here. And this is what I'm saying. Sometime in administration, D Free, we got to clean up after Benjamin. Let's say you came behind me. Dub know how I get off. He said, "Well, he gonna shit on the administration." Forget that. That's not a curse word, Dub. He
Shit
gonna
is
he gonna
it's definitely that's definitely a cuss word. Throw his ass in the background, man. Hey, no, that's definitely a cuss word,
Nah,
bro. What do you mean?
come on, Benjamin. We gave you so many chances, Benjamin. Come
This man,
on.
come
And
on, bro.
then you
You
did
gotta
it
be in order.
blatantly, and you called yourself out on it. Come on, man.
Let me hold on.
Come on.
Let me get Peter. Let me get Peter in here. Let's go back to real quick. We got to get Marky in here as well. Let's go, Peter. We're going to Fight Sports. We're going to Marky. We're going to Pittsburgh. Then back to Mix. Go ahead, Peter.
Well, I just wanted to say thanks for the platform, Dub. It's a great conversation tonight, man. It's good to hear what everybody's saying. I got to tell you, these tariffs right now, the tariff situation with China, they quit buying our soybeans. Okay, they just cut it out. They're buying
People are
from
fucked.
Brazil. Yeah,
Oh, let
the
him
farmers,
finish.
the
Yeah, that's
farmers
what
are
I
a
meant,
little
Peter. Yo.
pissed. Yeah, yeah, and the chip situation, they're getting it. They're making their own chips. This tariff deal, it okay. I can understand what Trump's trying to do, but it's not 1990 anymore. The world changed. Okay, technology has advanced. And as far as the money situation goes, I know he wants to keep the dollar, as the currency, the petrodollar. He wants to keep it all, but BRICS is out there, and they're already beating us GDP. You're talking about 50 countries against one. Uh, and as far as Putin wanting to take the European Union, think about it. Think about it. They have nothing. The European Union is probably going to end up going east because they have nothing. Britain has nothing. France has nothing. Germany has nothing. They're sitting over there, and the people in those countries don't want a war with Russia. Who in the hell wants to fight Russia? Are you crazy? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Zelensky's going to be gone. Ukraine's gone. Ukraine's history. They're going to see if they don't make peace pretty soon and don't have an election. What's going to happen is Russia will take Kiev and they'll take Odessa and they'll stop right there because they don't want Europe. There's nothing in Europe for them. I mean, think about it. Russia is so big that they can live by themselves. They have all the natural resources they want. Right now, Trump is in negotiations with the Chinese over these tariffs, and the car industry is going nuts because we can't get any magnets from them. And that's an ongoing debate there. That's an ongoing negotiation. The Chinese said, fuck you. We're not going to give you any more, minerals. We're not giving you any more magnets. And the cars run on magnets. What we have here is a declining empire. And if we don't start friendly relations and trade and cut this bullshit out of putting, military bases instead of trying to build infrastructure for these people,
you can't drop these words like that, man. Come on now. You got to be in order.
I'm sorry. Forgive me, man.
But you were cooking, Peter. Continue.
Right.
I don't disagree with
if
you.
we don't check into the hotel reality right now and start with way back when George Washington in his State of the Union address, no foreign entanglements. Okay, no friendly relations and trade, no foreign entanglements. That's where we should be, and we're not like that. We're trying to push people around. Our diplomats are even arrogant. They point the finger and they say, you're going to do what we say at the point of a gun. I mean, who is attacking us? Nobody. We're attacking everybody. We just bombed Somalia the other day. Nobody knows about it, but we did. I mean, everything's out of control. We can't go to war with him. We can't even beat the Houthis in the Red Sea.
Yep.
Well, I don't know what we're trying to prove here, but I know there's reasonable people in this country, and there's a lot of them on this panel right now. I mean, everybody wants the best. We're all countrymen. Let's face it. We all live in the same country. We're all countrymen. If it came down 1-to-1, we'd all be standing next to each other in the same foxhole, shooting in the same direction, But we're not getting any relief from our government because these people, I don't know what they're thinking. It's over and above my comprehension, and I don't know.
I think a lot of, and I say it respectfully, I think the government it's out of order right now. It's been out of order. It's been out of order in my personal opinion since the Clinton administration. In my opinion, possibly the first Bush administration. You know what I'm saying? I think it's been out of order since then, and I don't think they really care about the country whatsoever. I think they worry about what they. I was listening to and I know a lot of people may not like her, but Candace Owens. I was listening to her speak, and she was talking about how Trump, Bush, Obama, Biden, she was breaking down how all these folk, man, they ain't got our best interests in order. When Trump brought in, and Marky will tell you straight up, I voted for Trump. I'm gonna tell you the truth. At the same time, when Jared Kushner got there, and Jared Kushner had all these things going, and he had the president ear, and next thing you know, he got $2 million in a quote unquote investment fund. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a problem with that. I got a huge problem with that.
You
A
know,
huge problem.
that Dub,
Well, Dub,
you know, I had this argument today with an attorney, and finally had to concede. And the reason being is because we're using Federal Reserve notes. It's it's international banking.
The
Okay.
Federal Reserve is criminal in its own right. They
Yeah.
criminal in their own right.
If you look at Title 12, United States Code, Section 411, there are United States notes out there, and that's debt-free usury money issued by the United States government. And people say, "Oh, we owe China. Our debt is with China." No, we don't owe China anything. We don't owe Japan anything, even though they buy our bonds, and they do. They buy our bonds, they buy our debt. But the fact of it is they're not buying our debt. They're buying the Federal Reserve's debt, because the United States notes carry no debt. Okay, and nobody back in 1970, the United States Treasury said, "Oh, we're going to quit printing them because nobody asked for them." John F. Kennedy issued the $5 note. I collect coins. I've got a bunch of $2 notes and $1 notes from 1928 that were red seal notes that were United States notes. I could walk over to Walgreens and spend them right now, and they'd take them because they have to. They're real money. They're our money. They're our money from us here in the United States, us guys. You know, it's our money. But we've been screwed. Well, we're just getting screwed by the bank primarily. You know, all these wars and all this stuff, all they killing people, that's all the bank. You know, they make wars. They rev people up. Oh, go defend your country and, you know, promote freedom. We don't promote freedom and democracy. We kill people.
Let me ask this, Peter. Let me ask you this. The Federal Reserve, in my personal opinion, and I got to get all my other brothers in here, but the Federal Reserve is, in my personal opinion, the biggest criminal organization rocking right now. I think they're the biggest, the federal, let me rephrase that. Not just the Federal Reserve, all central banks. Central banks are the biggest criminal organization that's rocking right now. Would y'all disagree with that?
I wouldn't
disagree
disagree
completely.
with
We
that.
got a motherfucker in the White House that was
I
one of Jeffrey
disagree.
Epstein's best
I
friends, and he's
disagree.
covering up the files. And
Yeah,
Federal Reserve.
we had motherfucking Prince Andrew in that
Oh,
bitch. We had
Marky,
presidents. We
Uh-oh.
had
you can't cuss like
heads of
that. You can't
states.
cuss like that. You can't cuss like that.
Yeah, let me retort that a little bit. I think a lot of this currency talk, when we talk this currency talk, we stuck 10, 50, we stuck 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. We're moving towards a digital currency, which is going to include stable coin and a lot of this stuff that we just unaware of what's going on. So we're talking in past 10. Even the BRICS thing that they created a couple years ago, they finna run past that pretty quickly. That's not even going to be current with the stable coin thing that they're creating, where they're making a dollar for dollar match with things such as currency that are going to be matched up with crypto. And if you don't understand how any of that stuff works, I mean, they got plenty of tutorials on how that stuff is going to work. And unfortunately, by the time people figure out what's going to happen, it's already going to be here, just like artificial intelligence. And we're playing these games where we're just talking about things in an abstract model where we can actually figure out how some of this stuff is happening. And we need to go and figure some of this stuff out because we're still talking about like currency in the state of a dollar for dollar and Federal Reserve. Everything has went digital. Everything, even your banking system has went digital, and it's going to go in the furtherance with the crypto. Is going to just push it into a whole different level when they start up stablecoin. Stablecoin is something completely different, and it's going to change the way that all of this stuff done. we're still talking about stuff like we're talking about paper currency. That's all done. We're in a digital system right now.
I mean, I can't wait for the day when it is the case that we can use cryptocurrency, like actual physical currency at the store, where if I got, because
It's
right
not
now
true.
I don't use cryptocurrency. Like I have it in the PayPal app. Like if I can't transfer money directly to my account, I can go buy like $20 or however much I need worth of PayPal USD. But I don't really have much other use other than it for that purpose. Like I can't take that PayPal USD and then go buy something with it directly. So I'm gonna be interested to see how this actually changes like daily life around us, and to see if the more we sink into crypto, if we're gonna leave the stock exchange and it's just gonna be straight up crypto exchange. If blockchains is gonna be where if blockchains is gonna be the new like stock exchange essentially, and we're
No,
gonna
it's
have
No,
not.
it
whole
won't.
industries
It
around
won't.
reporting around that instead of the stock
No,
exchange.
no, it's
They're
not.
not
They're
Here's
gonna
going
be
to give.
separate
here's
entities.
They're not going to give.
Separate entities.
here's the deal. It doesn't matter if it's book entry or cash. Somebody owns the money. And whoever owns the money collects the interest. So it doesn't matter if you're using digital currency, book entry, which is what we're using primarily right now because we're using cards. Everybody's got a card. Nobody really carries cash anymore. Everybody's got a card on them, and it's all
Yep.
book entry, but it's all Federal Reserve note. You see what I'm saying here? The Rothschilds have their hands on the doggone interest.
So,
It's not United States money. It's
real quick,
international banking.
real quick, Peter, real quick. The question was asked to me: Who owns the banks? I said the
The
shadow
Rothschilds
government.
own the bank. The
Well,
Rothschilds own the bank. The Warburg.
hold on, real quick. I said the shadow government slash the Rothschilds. You know what I'm
Yeah, the
saying? That's my
Rothschilds.
opinion. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. I
If you
can't
go
prove
back
Yeah,
it.
but
down through
it's
history, you'll see, it was Warburg that came over here first. I mean, even Alexander, what was his name? It wasn't Hamilton. It was he got shot. Burr shot him. I was glad he shot him because even the first national bank of the United States, even the first national bank of the United States was international, and then the
But
second national bank.
hold on, Peter, hold on, real quick. Even when that quote unquote national bank, when they tried to come in, they were rejected at first. They were
Yeah, but
rejected, but and then they came in under a different name, the Federal Reserve, in my personal opinion. And it is interesting to me when I look at who has central banks in their country, right? When I look at
all
it,
of them,
well,
all of them.
not no, that's not true. Because when they knocked off when they knocked off what's my brother name from Libya? When they knocked him off, there was no central bank in Libya. That brother was saying he's trying to put all the different
Gaddafi.
countries. Gaddafi, thank you.
Gaddafi.
When he
He told
said,
the truth.
but when he said, I want all y'all to trade with me in gold. You know what I'm saying? That's when they knocked him off. He was one of the first people to come out and say that instead of us trading, or excuse me, instead of me being housed as the quote unquote president, the leader of this country, I'm gonna make sure that everybody else is housed before I am. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he got the money to do it, but at the same time, he said my family will live with me. My mama, my mom, my dad, they'll live with me, and everybody else gonna get housing under what I'm trying to set up. And what they did, they got rid of them. I mean, it's nonsense. It's nonsense, and we got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you remember
nobody's.
back in the old days, man, when finally, what was it, Old Hickory uh,
Hey,
killed
hey
the bank
Peter, when you're
on his.
done, we're gonna let Fight Sports Talk get in. Go ahead.
Okay, when he was on his deathbed, he said they asked Jackson. They said, "What is the best thing you ever did for the United States?" And he said, "I killed the bank. I killed him," and he did for 20 years.
Andrew Jackson
It was
tried.
20
He
years.
did try.
Yeah,
Andrew,
he
Andrew
killed.
Jackson did try. He did try.
Yeah, he try. He killed him. He ran him off. And for 20 years, the United States didn't have a central bank.
for nothing.
But
We had to
they
go
can't.
to
But they came back under a different name.
Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson brought him in. And you saw what Woodrow Wilson said. He goes, "Oh, geez, I really screwed us." Yeah, but, he was bent over, man. They bent him over, yeah. Come on, man. I mean, these guys with money, they make the rules. We're all screwed.
No did it. I said no did it. I say no did it. No did it.
You out of order. Let me get Fight Sports in here, man. Let me get Fight. And the reason I want Fight Sports come from a different perspective than all of us coming from New Zealand. Fight Sports, give me. Hey, go ahead, cook on the situation we're talking about, my brother.
Yeah, well, no one's saying that it was a good idea to get rid of Gaddafi. It was terrible. Now, Gaddafi was not a good person, so these guys who members of the American Empire want to overthrow, just because it was a bad idea to get rid of them doesn't mean that they were good. But yeah, Gaddafi was no major threat to the US. But they're never going to get rid of.
But
let him finish, though.
Well, real quick. He was definitely a threat because he wanted African nations to trade in gold. He didn't want them to trade on the dollar system. He wanted them to trade in gold with him. I think that is a threat, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. In terms of trading, he could have been a threat, but no bigger threat than China. Like not even close. And he was funding terrorists and stuff, but I don't think he was a major security threat to the US. But yeah, it was a bad idea to get rid of him. They're never going to get rid of cash immediately. Like that's literally impossible. So I don't know how this crypto thing will go. I mean, I thought COVID was going to be a lot worse than it was, and yeah, they succeeded. But compared to what their goals were, the deep state was pretty much a failure. I don't know who commented on it, but somebody was talking about these never-ending wars and stuff. I'm a very staunch conservative, and the reason why I'm passionate about this Ukraine thing is because so many conservatives they take the wrong approach. They think that the US, they completely forget it was an enemy of the US that started the Ukraine war, and this isn't one that the US started. This is completely Putin's war. So, in terms of the global financial situation, not only is it important to make sure that Putin stops, because he will try and overthrow all of Europe. Yeah, he's not going to succeed, but that's what he wants. And he's got China, he's got Iran, he's got North Korea backing him, Venezuela. So it's super important, not just for communism to fall, but also that for the global financial situation, because therefore BRICS will fall. And Trump is being very weak, where he just won't sanction Russia. He's trying to put a stranglehold on them. But make no mistake, if he's able to defeat Russia, whether he does it through sanctions or whether he just does it until Putin fails, that will be the tipping point to where BRICS will fall or not. So yeah, it means a huge amount for the world, not just global financially, but nobody wants communism to win. We may have a flawed democracy or liberal democracy in the West, but communism is what the deep state wants worldwide, and it's 10 times worse.
Hey, real quick, I want to ask you one quick question. When you say the deep state, and I have an understanding of the deep state, how would you break down who the deep state is, Fight Sport, and then we'll pass it around?
Well, I don't know, because I'm not part of it. It's just it's globalists.
No, I'm not saying you're part of it. I'm not saying.
Well, it's just a bunch of globalists who want everything to run a certain way in the world, but there's different factions of the deep state. They don't all agree on everything, and it's a group of people who just want to run the world, everybody the same. And of course, it's not going to happen. But yeah, they're sick people.
So you're saying you think that the deep state is a group of globalists? What's the word?
Globalists, people who want to,
globalists.
they want the entire world to run the exact same way. That's
Right.
That's why they're trying to eliminate national sovereignty.
All right, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Go ahead, Pittsburgh. Then we're going back to Markey. BPO, you still in the building? All right, we're going Markey. We're going Free. After Pittsburgh.
Buddy, do your thing. I'm here. Do your thing.
Okay, now as far as the wars and all the endless wars and stuff we've been going on, that's been going on forever, and that probably will never stop. And then we always find out later on what the real reason of the foolishness that these people be going on and the stuff they do, because they always present a face of what they're telling us, what they're doing, and why they're doing it, and we find out none of that stuff is true. We find out none of the information that they pushed out there. It's all just complete propaganda, from weapons of mass destruction to you name it. It's all propaganda. All that war stuff, it just shows you the machine, and that further up the deep state, because they're the ones that control the media, because they all reciprocate that same narrative on every network, no matter which network you on, in different way. They push that same nonsense, and we so bloodthirsty for war that we all get this whole hunger about being American that we got to go over there and pillage and disrupt and destroy people, and we get some kind of macho behind that foolishness. That's one thing. As far as the economy,
hold on, real quick. Let me ask. I want to ask this question, and I'm coming right back to you, Pittsburgh. I'm coming right back to you. Everybody on the panel, does anybody agree with? And when I say agree, do we agree with the war or the war mongering that we're seeing right now? Does anybody agree with that? That's on the panel right now.
With what? From who?
The war mongering in general, whether it's from Russia in general. I'm talking about war in general. Does anybody agree with war?
Yeah, I think war is necessary sometimes. I mean,
No. What the
our country
fuck?
was started with a war. So how can we say war is never necessary or valuable to the people?
I didn't say ever. I said today. I said what we're
Oh,
seeing
today,
today.
I mean,
Hold on, Marky. Listen to the question. I'm asking, do you agree with any wars that are currently being started and currently ongoing? Do you agree with any of those? That's what I'm asking. I'm not saying I understand when you say, yeah, our country was founded on it. I understand that piece of it. I'm asking, do you believe that any of the wars that are currently going on, do you think they're necessary or valid?
no, no. I don't think what China is doing with Taiwan, they're going to be doing in the future. Ukraine, Russia. I mean, we see what Israel is doing to the Gazans. I mean, I don't see none of it as valuable unless you think what the Houthis are doing to Israel is valuable. I mean, I could look at that, but no, I don't see none of these conflicts as valuable to anybody. Like thousands of people are getting killed. You see kids over there, or excuse me, unalive. You see kids over there starving to death. I mean, then in Russia, we see a lot of the horrific scenes. Like it's a whole generation of Ukrainians and Russian young men that are either in the ground or they're gonna be traumatized and be maimed from this war. So no, I don't think it's valuable at all whatsoever. And then what's happening in Taiwan, that's gonna put us in, that's what's gonna lead to the world war. Because the US is not gonna let China take the first island in the island chain and let them threaten Japan and South Korea. It's not
China,
gonna happen.
I don't think China want to smoke like that, and
They
I hope
say they openly say,
and
no,
I
but
hope they
Doug,
don't. I hope they don't.
they openly say we are going to reunify with Taiwan. Putin said, I am going to invade Ukraine. At some point, you gotta believe some of these crazy autocrats when they say they're gonna invade someplace.
Dictators is what you like to call them.
Autocrats, dictators, kings, whatever you want to call them.
Go ahead, Free.
I can.
yeah, but what finish up what I was saying real quick. Like the chip war is the other thing that we need to focus in on, because that's another problem, and I think it's kind of get overscaped because like the leader in chips is Nvidia, and everybody else is like a way lesser second. So even though China's trying to make their chips or whoever else is trying to make their chips. It doesn't compare. It's no comparison to the Nvidia chips. Like the guy from Nvidia had a famous demonstration where he pulled out a rack out of the server, and he's showing the rack. He's talking about the new chips. And he's like, this rack can run all of the internet. This one rack. So their technology is bar none far ahead of everybody else. And what they're allowing China to have is like a generation, 2 generations behind what they currently have. So we're keeping everybody at bay with the artificial intelligence. So all artificial intelligence right now, America is number one when it comes to that. I know it's a perception that China is equally as in competition, but they simply not, because they don't have access to the hardware. It's not, they don't,
They're
they
a
can't
whole
get,
10 years behind us, Pittsburgh.
yeah, they're nowhere near in comparison where we are. And by the time they even they're getting old chips and they're trying to soup them up to even get them to the point of where they, because they don't have the hardware. They're not allowed to get it. We put a lot of restrictions in that first came in with Trump. Then Biden amped up the restrictions to make sure that they couldn't, ASML that makes the chips, the manufacturer, they couldn't get the machines to even make the chips, to manufacture them. There's one company that makes them, they won't allow them to have them. And then NVIDIA that makes the most advanced chips, they won't let them have the most advanced chips. So they're 1 or 2 chips behind. So those are global companies and those are American companies. So we're far and leaps ahead of everybody else. I would just employ people to do a little education with that, to try to figure out where we are on that scale, because globally we're way ahead of everybody else. But we have to, as Americans, have to take advantage of this to try to figure out what artificial intelligence is, besides the talking point of it's going to take everybody's jobs. But that's the seems to be, as far as people go, and they just stop there with it's just going to take your job. And it's the fear mongering and all that foolishness. There's a lot of other things that is going to happen with it. There's ways we can use it, and we should be using that stuff because we have the most. Think about it. If a person use AI right now, be it Chat GPT, Gemini, whatever the case may be, you're simply using your telephone to on a web that's connected to the internet with the app. With something years ago, you would have had to have the most advanced computer, and it would have took hours to do this stuff. And it's doing it in less than a minute. So like we have to get caught up to speed with some of this stuff. With the crypto, same thing. Crypto people talk about this stuff in abstract. It's already here. It's not going anywhere. It's only advancing. And stable coin, I keep saying stable coin because that's distinctly different than just crypto by itself. So people need to familiarize themselves with some of these things that are going on and stop walking around in the dark and not being aware of what's happening. Because just because we're unaware of it doesn't mean it's not happening. It's happening if you want to participate or not. You're going to be like, I remember a quick story. I remember like a grandma, when they went from the ATM and she didn't want to get the ATM and she'd be like, she didn't want to go, she didn't want to be bothered with that. Well, eventually, you know what happened? They started shutting the bank at a certain time. So she had no choice. She had to use the ATM. It wasn't even up to her. And that's what we're going to be at pretty soon.
I gotta tell you, and so forget what I say, and me and Marky, like I said, we'll talk about this on Friday. But I want to ask this question real quick, and I don't know how long BVO want to go with it, but hey, we'll rock as long as we want to rock. I want to ask the question: when you have when we're talking about technology, right? We understand, you know what I'm saying, China, they got decent technology. I think they're a tad bit behind. They've been stealing all type of information from the United States for years, in my personal opinion. That's my opinion.
No, that's not an opinion. That's a fact, Dub. You good?
Hey, I try my best to tell the truth. All I'm saying, same thing, even with Japan. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about Taiwan, what do y'all think the interest as far as Taiwan goes? And this is the one thing that I and call me wrong, tell me I'm crazy for saying this. I'm sick of defending these man. Why are we defending all these countries?
We don't have
That's
no
where the chips are
choice.
made. But
Taiwan,
that's where the chips are made.
exactly.
That's where all the chips are
Nvidia,
made, right there.
yeah,
Nvidia's there.
Nvidia chips. Yeah,
So
Nvidia chips are manufactured down.
we're literally defending Taiwan against China because
Not
of
only
chips.
Taiwan, we defending South Korea,
Yeah.
Japan, because they're going to be threatened by it, as well as the Malacca Strait in Indonesia. What China want, they want to lock. Once they lock down the Taiwan Strait, That's 20% of the world's trade that passes through that route from down in the Indo-Pacific through the Taiwan Strait up to South Korea and Japan. At that point, they would have us by the nuts.
But if they
I
can get
I,
Taiwan,
I
all of
gotta
those
say,
And,
chips.
and
hold
and
on
we
real
would be
quick.
cut off from the chips, which we need for our military. That too.
I think you see it better than I do because I always tell you a brilliant political
No,
mind.
that's what's gonna start World War III, Dub.
No, no, no,
I'm
no.
sure of
But
I
our
that.
got it. I
chips,
got. Well,
but
wait a
our
minute.
chips are
Wait a
there
minute.
though. But our chips, but wait, our chips are there.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You
That's why.
told me.
Look, all the chips that come
Wait a minute. Hold
with
on. I
all
got
the
you.
chips. In,
Pittsburgh.
go ahead.
I
Go
got
ahead.
you. I got you.
God damn, Dub. You know how to
Marky,
talk
you
somebody
told
back.
me. You told me. You're right. We're gonna save this for Friday. We saving all. We got to make this a topic. Go ahead, Pittsburgh. I apologize for cutting you off.
Well, I was gonna say that's where the chip. Nvidia has their headquarters there. Not only them, Taiwan Semiconductors that makes all the chips for your refrigerators, your cars, all your like ARM
Your
chips, which are your
tanks,
single
your
chips,
planes.
everything all those chips, Micron, every chip that you can manufacture is made. And not only that, the machines that make the chip, ASML, is there in Taiwan. So anything in major manufacturing, so that only not encompasses that encompasses your robotics, that encompasses your gene therapy, that encompasses your aviation. All your parts that you need any kind of chip for will come from Taiwan. So Taiwan is going to be something that's going to be hotly contested. No way in the world is America going to let another country go in there and take control over that, because they essentially have control over the entire world's markets.
Yep, that's exactly it.
What I'm trying
Because
to
once
tell
we
you,
lose the ability to get semiconductors and other microchips for our military, China has us. That's how
but
Japan
but
lost the
but
Second
but the,
World
but
War.
but the problem is, Marky. The problem is, no. I'm saving all. I'm about to save all this for our show. And I say that respectfully to everybody. Me and Marky, we will be live. Marky, we live Friday.
Absolutely. Last week,
We
work
missed out. We no.
absolutely
Hey,
beat me to
no,
death
you
last
good.
Friday. I couldn't do it.
No. Hell. Shit. It'd be tough doing it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be live and we'll be talking everything politics on Friday. Marky, this got to be one of the topics that we got. But let
Well,
me get my
World War
brother.
II.
Me and you will talk behind the scenes as we always do. We'll break it down and we'll figure out exactly the topic. But I want to get Free back in here. I want to get Peter back in here. Free, go ahead.
Who?
No, I'm sitting here getting educated. So sometimes you got to learn to shut up and listen. So I'm gonna sit here and listen what y'all got to say.
Do you,
Peter,
gentlemen,
go ahead, Peter.
Do you guys honestly believe, honestly now, think about it, that we are going to beat China, who has a bigger navy than we do, in their
Yes.
own backyard? Huh?
Yes.
Think about it. Well, we're
Hold
not.
on.
We got.
Hold on, Peter. Hold on, Peter, real quick. The question is, do you think you're asking us if we think that we will beat China in their own backyard? That's the question, right?
That's the question. Think about it.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, and Peter, I try my best to tell the truth around here. You ain't gonna catch me in half truths and lies. Now I might be wrong, but I ain't lying to you when I tell you, man, we'll fuck China up if it really come down to it. No, we'll fuck China up in my opinion.
Bro, there is no way we're going to go in to the China Sea and beat China in their own backyard. Look at how far we have to go. Look at how much fuel it's going to take. How are we going to refuel? And then what kind of troops are we going to put in there
We got
to
the
take on
Marshall
the
Islands right
Chinese?
there.
Hey, and then what kind of troops are we going to take on to beat the Chinese? Think about it.
It's
They've
not
got
going to
like
be.
hold on, 10 million. They've got like 10 million
It's not
troops.
gonna be no. It's
10
not gonna be no.
It's not going to be.
nuclear weapons, nuclear weapons, and a bigger navy than we have.
Peter, hold on. It's not going to be It's not going to be hand to hand combat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's not.
Well, they've got nuclear weapons too.
Hold on. Wait, Pete. You think it's going to be hand to hand combat?
But how are we going to take land? How are you going to take land without a foot soldier?
Peter, the whole point of China's objective, and I think, is going to be firstly to blockade Taiwan and then create a no-fly zone over the island. Okay, so
They haven't
now
done that.
they can restrict. Now they have them under siege. They're not going to get any supplies into any troops they have on ground, and they can squeeze them and just bomb the hell out of them into submission. The
Bro,
U.S. Their
you're not
objective
going to
is going
beat
to be to
China.
break that. What you say?
There is no way. There is no way.
There's
There
no
is
way.
no
What?
way. It would cost so much money. It would cost so many lives, and it would be so
They're
ridiculous to
preparing
even
for it
try
right
that.
now. Why do you think they
That
can,
would
why do
be
you think they
so
have the world's
stupid.
biggest why do you think they have the world's biggest navy, Peter?
Yeah, they're not
Specifically
gonna let
for
them
this
do that.
mission.
They're not
That
gonna let
would
them
be
do
the
that. It doesn't matter.
stupidest.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. Number one. Number two. Look, you got to think we're states all over the world with our nukes. Even if you go if you say nuclear, we don't have
Nuke.
nuclear silos. Hey, no, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is we don't have nuclears. All our nukes are on submarines somewhere strategically placed all over the world, and in partnering countries like Belgium and other places. And we have jump off points just such as in the Middle East. We have troops there. We have Navy ships. We have the most technologically Navy ships in the world. So no, that's not. It ain't necessarily that kind of war because we're not. To what he was saying, we're not going to go send soldiers there. We have capabilities to do that if that needs to be done. I don't think it ever gets to that point because we have three times. I think it's twice as many airplanes than China has off top. Like it's just look it up. It's not. We just
Pittsburgh
got more
T,
resources.
Pittsburgh
Doesn't
T, our
matter.
airplanes
You're
are, like you
attacking them in
said,
their
is scattered.
backyard,
Hold on,
man.
Peter.
You
Hold on, Peter.
can't
Our
do that,
airplanes and our
man.
different resources are scattered throughout the
They're
world and in different
10,000
regions.
miles away,
Whereas
man.
China's
They're
Navy and their Air
10,000
Force
miles
is
away.
all concentrated in the
There's no
Indo-Pacific.
way. There is
So it's the
absolutely
numbers
no
game. It
way
still don't
you're
work
going to
for
beat
us.
China
Hold on,
in
hold
their
on,
own
hold on, hold on.
backyard.
Oh, Peter,
Jesus Christ, Peter.
No way.
hold on. Peter, real quick. Let Marky let him get his bars off. Let Marky get his bars off. Go ahead, Marky.
He's
No.
dreaming.
I was just
He's
making
in
the
the
point that
dream world, man. He's in the dream world. He's in
No,
one of these kind of
hold
dream worlds.
on. That's okay. That's okay for him
that's
to be.
okay though, Peter.
Oh,
We can be
wait.
in a dream
If you
world. We
think
just talking. We talking about
if you
hypothetical
think you're in
wars
the
that have never happened.
hold on real quick, Mark. If you think you're in the dream world, that's fine. But at least let him say what he gonna say. Just let
Yeah,
him say.
we talking about hypothetical wars that have never happened, and hopefully, I pray to God, will never
It
happen.
never happened.
But
I agree with Marky. I hope they never
yeah,
happen.
absolutely. So we just we're thinking about what might happen, and this is what I think will happen. But what was the point I was just about to make? But yeah, the numbers game is not the same because our fleets are scattered throughout the world. Now we have three aircraft carrier strike groups that are currently in the Pacific, and we got three stationed in Hawaii and the Marshall Islands. I think that if it came down to it, I think we could break that blockade. I think we could push the Chinese Navy back.
Man,
But
man,
that will be that's not
we will
nothing that
screw we will
that's
screw
not
that
nothing
Navy
that
out.
will no that's something that will be a bloody struggle that might take a year or potentially years to get
I don't
through.
think it happens though. I don't think
No,
it happens.
Yeah, we just
I don't
seen the
know if we talking about.
B-52s. Well, we just seen it. Look, we just seen technology. Go
Hold on,
ahead,
real
sorry.
quick. I don't think that situation happens. I don't think either one of these people, whether when we're talking about country, I don't think anybody want to be in a situation like that. We done got. I just feel like we done got to a point in life. You know what I'm saying? War used to be a thing. War is not a thing now. War is not. It's not what it used to be. And it. I'm gonna do one or two things. Either I'm gonna bomb your ass out. You know what I'm saying? And
Whoa.
no, this is a true story. Tell me, call me wrong if I'm wrong, Marky. I'm gonna bomb you out, or
No did it. I said no did.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
or I'm gonna find a diplomatic situation for the situation. I don't think anybody want that war because man, it's gonna be man, it's gonna be nasty work. It's gonna be nasty work.
You're saying that from the perspective of somebody that lives in a democracy and that votes for his representatives every 2 years. Over there in China, they don't have that. They are in a one system authoritarian government
Yes, they
where
do.
if the Chi if Chi, what no, but okay,
Yeah,
okay,
and they have a
maybe they vote for
constitution.
their they
Yeah,
vote
they
no,
do,
they
and
do
they have
have
a
the
yes, they do, and they have a
hold on, but
constitution,
they don't
and they
vote
have
for
a constitution with a bill of rights. Believe it or not.
bull fucking okay. Well, that bill of no, hold on, don't cut me off, brother. Firstly, that bill of rights is not set up like our bill of rights to
Well,
counter
they don't have a Second
corruption and
Amendment. That's the only thing they don't have. They don't have a Second Amendment, but otherwise they have
they
a
don't
Bill
have
of
a
Rights
First
like we
Amendment. They don't
do.
have a Fifth
Just
Amendment.
like
You
we
can
do.
fucking disappear people.
Just like
Peter,
we
stop cutting
do.
me off. Stop cutting me
Just
off.
no, quit
You
cutting me
Hold on,
off.
hold on, hold
Quit
on, hold
cutting
on,
me
hold on.
off.
We gotta have order around here, man. We gotta have
I
order.
You know,
apologize,
you're
Peter.
always
I
cutting me
apologize,
off,
Peter.
man. You think, oh, it'll be because you can yell louder than me. But I'm trying to tell you,
Hold
they
on,
have a
Peter.
doggone
Peter, Peter,
constitution just
Peter,
like we
Peter,
do.
Peter. Let that brother finish first, and then you can respond accordingly. But let Marky finish first. Just let him
Yeah,
finish.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Marky.
no, you good, Peter. I love you to death. You my OG. But the Nazis had a goddamn constitution and Bill of Rights too. That don't mean shit. Those laws are just created to make it easier for the one party to abuse the rights of the citizens. That's it. You look at all these places in China, Hong Kong, what's it called, Guangxi, which is just a couple, or excuse me, a couple provinces down from Hong Kong. These are police states. That's what they're gonna do to Taiwan. Okay, and the point I was making a dub. You might not want the war. I don't want the war. I don't think anybody over here in the U.S. wants the war. But when like I was just saying about a one party authoritarian, a one party state, they can flood the airways with propaganda about Taiwan. This needs to be our nationalistic mission of pride. The same way how they're doing in Ukraine, where they told these people this will be a 3-day mission where we remove these fascist Nazis from Ukraine government. 3 years later, it's gonna be the same thing over there.
Marky, Marky,
They're gonna lie
Marky,
to their
Marky,
people. They're gonna get them hyped up for war and the idea of reunification, and it's gonna happen.
Marky.
And
I
it's
got
gonna be just like that.
real quick. I gotta let Peter go, but I just gotta say one thing, man. And I think me and you we usually agree as far as war goes. I don't think neither one of us want war for anybody. I don't think that, man. I'm not looking to go fight to take over Taiwan and have the possibility that the United States come in and do anything militarily. I don't want none of that smoke. I don't think China want none of that smoke. I think China's smarter than that. That's my opinion. But go ahead, Peter. Break it
If
down.
China thought there was a threat, they'd already taken it, but they don't worry about it. Because a long time ago, maybe I can't remember how long ago it was, but we signed a deal with China saying that Taiwan is China. So it's a done deal. Then we reinterpreted the language so that we could sell them weapons because we sell them weapons. You know, we sell Taiwan weapons. That's what the whole deal is because that's what the United States does, man. We sell weapons to everybody. You know, as many as we can produce, and we can't even produce that many, but we produce a hell of a lot of them, and they're all over the world. And
Peter,
so,
okay,
you know,
Peter, real quick, what's your background? Respect, and I think me and you done talked about this before, but I want you to get the people your background because when you say these type of things, it's not coming from, in my opinion, because I think we've talked about your background before, but it's not coming from a place of conjecture or opinion is what you've experienced, what you've seen. Am I correct about that?
well, yeah, and on top of that, there's metadata that confirms what I'm saying. But yeah, I come from a family of attorneys and lawyers and politicians and bullshitters, chicken thieves. You know? I mean, come on, man. Let's be real. You know, I know what they are. They don't bullshit me. You know, I got relatives that even piss me off, you know, but Yeah, yeah.
But when you make these statements, it's not coming from a place of emotion. It's coming from a place of what I would consider knowledge, something
Well,
that you kind of
yeah.
you kind of
It's
have an
all
understanding. Go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, if you look, through the record and look at what we're doing at the Pentagon, they come right out and tell you,
Well,
we sold them this, we
wait a
sold
minute,
them that, we sold
wait a
them
minute,
this, we
Peter,
sold them that.
Peter, I gotta tell you this. I hate the Pentagon. I got a great chance. My aunt, you know what I'm saying? She had the highest civilian clearance, right? Got a chance to
Yeah.
tour the Pentagon. It was 18 of us. She brought all me and all my cousins there, and
Oh, cool.
I think it's only one individual only supposed to be able to take 10 people around, and she made a phone call, and everybody got in there. Everybody got in there. We all got in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Off of a phone call. I always say, and I don't know, my aunt, she always tell me, I can never tell you what I do because it's too many things. There's trans men listening. I can't tell you. I always say she worked for the CIA. That's what I said. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But what I do
Yeah,
know,
these people, everything's a secret. We pay for everything, but everything's a secret. Did you ever notice that?
and shout out to Auntie Tim, man.
That's what blows my mind, man. We're sitting here footing the bill and they won't tell us anything.
Man, won't tell you nothing. Won't tell you nothing.
Hey, did y'all see what happened? They voted to subpoena the Epstein files, and that vote was gonna go to the floor of the House, and Mike Johnson sent everybody home a whole day early. And they still
He
had
out of
other
order.
business to vote on. That shit
Marky,
was
Marky,
crazy.
Marky, you already know what I'm gonna say about it.
You ain't
Oh,
never
we
getting
gonna
no
talk more
files,
about
bro.
that
Yeah,
Friday, but
you ain't never getting
wow,
no
these
files, bro.
motherfuckers are
Never.
Why not?
You
ruthless.
never
Why
get
the
no
hell?
files.
Why wouldn't we? Hold on, wait a minute. No, no, and no, and no.
You never get those files,
Hold
bro.
on,
You know the
Pittsburgh.
names that's on there, the world leaders. You never get that stuff.
Man, I
Hold
don't
on,
know if they're
Pittsburgh.
gonna release them,
Hold
but
on, Pittsburgh.
there are
Hold
Democrats
on,
that
wait
are
a
gonna
minute.
want to
Hold on,
go ahead.
Pittsburgh. Ain't no way Donald Trump gets out here and runs on this stuff, and then when it's time for the fire to hit the fan, when it's time for individual to be called out, you say, nah, we ain't gonna do. Nah, we don't want to hear none of that. They ain't trying to hear none of that.
Hey, I'll
So
tell
you
you the
think
one that makes
you
me.
think
I'll
Trump
tell you
got?
the
So
one that
you
makes
think
me laugh really hard, man. It's like Alan Dershowitz goes. He goes.
I didn't
I
take my
never took.
underwear off. I didn't
I
take my
just took my
underwear off.
back out your pants.
Stop it,
It's
man.
like you
Nah,
lying, brother.
did
Oh
you?
but
Oh,
God,
good
man.
job.
Hold
This
on.
kid
but
is
look,
funny,
but
man.
when Trump leave, you still never gonna get those files. But that's bigger than Trump. When Trump leave up out of there, and you get the next president,
Nah.
either the Senate.
I'm,
You never gonna get all them files with
But
all
but
the
I'm,
information you want.
but
I'm saying,
And you
Pittsburgh.
did
gotta
we
remember
ever think
Comey.
that we would? Did we
Hold
ever
on.
think we would get the MLK
Hold
tapes?
on, Pittsburgh. Hold on, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh T. Those
Hold
are
on,
coming
real
out in
quick.
2027.
Not. We criticized when the James Comey situation came out, the the whole Russia collusion shit. Some type of way, and I say this respectfully, some type of way, Cash Patel, he can find all that out. Pam Bondi, she according to her, the Epstein shit was on her damn on her desk, according to her. I didn't say it, she said it. Same way.
Bro, bro,
Hold on, let me.
bro.
No, I
No,
gotta finish.
hold on, man.
I gotta.
Hold on.
Peter, I
Go
gotta
on.
finish. Peter, I gotta finish this one.
Okay, go on.
When I'm listening and I can sit here and be like, yeah, I do think that Comey, what's the nigga from the CIA, from all these niggas, I think they all implicated in
Yeah.
hold on, in Russia collusion. I think they all implicated in it. But at the same time, Pam Bondi is the same individual who came out and said, I got these Epstein files on my desk. and now all of a sudden you're not producing them. Now all of a sudden you telling me that, oh well, I don't know nothing about it. Nah, man, we not for to be here for the bullshit, man. We gonna call a spade a spade. If it's out of
Just
order,
think,
it's out of order, and
just
it's out
think,
of order with what she said. It's out of order, and Trump is out of order. Hold on, I got you. I apologize, people. I apologize, but
just think if you're sitting around a party with a champagne flute in your hand, and somebody like Dershowitz comes up and goes, "Yeah, he just flew in from Epstein Island, but I never took my
no,
underpants off."
hey, hey,
Oh,
hey,
I can't stand it. I can't stand
if
it.
it's me, I'm on your helmet, and
Oh God, yeah.
the same way I'm on these other folks' helmet, I'm gonna be on their helmet. When Trump come out talking about this whole, oh nah, y'all don't, man, this is a hoax and all this. Wait a minute, this ain't no damn
The
hoax.
fuck,
We know this. We know that this was happening.
the fuck that
So
killed me. The
we're
fuck
not
that
gonna
killed
sit
me
here.
this week.
Hold on. Wait a minute. We're not gonna sit here and lie and not criticize Trump when he come out talking about a damn hoax. When we know that the Epstein files are real. When we done seen testimony in 2010, 2009, 2010, we done seen testimony from Epstein. You know what I'm saying? When we done seen all, no, we're not gonna give a pass. We're gonna sit here and call it out the way it's supposed to be called out. And one thing, like I always tell you, I try my best to tell the truth. I'll tell you what I did, who I voted for. I'll tell you all that. But at the same time, Marky will tell you. Marky, correct me if I'm wrong. Ever since I done seen this nonsense going on, have I not been calling this out?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
Dub, you're
keep.
dealing with filthy people. You're dealing with filthy people, though, Dub. You're not dealing with moral people that got a lot of power and
And I'm gonna
control.
call the filth out. I'm gonna call the filth out. And if Trump end up in the filth, he gonna be called out just as
I, I,
well
I mean,
as
I mean, I
anybody
think,
else. He gonna
I
be
think
called
Donald,
out.
I think
We're
Donald
not
Trump
gonna
got
sit here.
enough filth.
We're not gonna sit here and give him a pass. I'm not
No,
here
but
for
this ain't.
Wait,
But I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking
why
about the
wouldn't we give him
fouls,
a
though.
pass? Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
he
we?
should
This
get a
man
pass.
came
He
out
shouldn't
and
get a
said,
foul. I'm talking about the fouls.
hold
But we're not gonna
wait
get
a
the
minute.
fouls, though.
Hold on. He put Pam Bundy. He put her in charge. He did. So
and not
if
only that,
wait a minute,
hold on,
Marky,
Dub. When Pam
let
Bondi,
me
when
finish.
Pam
No,
Bondi got up there on
let
TV
me
and
finish.
said
Let me
she's
Mark
released,
Mark.
calm down,
Let
Dub.
me
You've been
finish.
talking for 10 minutes. Let me say
Well,
something.
I'm gonna
Golly.
talk for another 10 goddamn
Man,
minutes.
let's see about that, sir. You want to
Well,
do the
we'll see what
rituals?
happened then.
You
Let's
want to
see
do the
what happened.
rituals?
We'll
You want?
see exactly what happened. Put me in the background. You got it.
Hey, did y'all see those tomatoes I grew?
This guy. Hurry up and finish, man. I want to talk. Go ahead.
Yeah,
What?
it's a
What
big
the fuck was I gonna say? This nigga made me lose my train of thought. I just wanted to be
it's
quick.
just a big damn clusterfuck out there in Washington, man. I mean, those guys yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're
Man,
doing.
forget all
And
that, man. We're gonna hold these people accountable. We're gonna
What
hold
you
them
getting at?
oh,
accountable. And
yeah.
if nobody else gonna do it, hey, I ain't the biggest show out here. I ain't that. But what I am, I'm very honest. And if they out here capping and acting a goddamn, no, we're gonna hold them
My
accountable.
my 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 my, my thing is just I don't know when Trump has not shown himself to be a creep and and also the man is an open and admitted predator, as well as a civilly adjudicated rapist. So like
But
I
y'all
don't know
made this about
what I
Trump,
could
though.
say. I don't know when I could see in these Epstein files that would really be that shocking to me.
But
Like
why y'all?
seriously.
But why y'all? But wait. But why y'all make
Hold
about Trump when it's so many people
I'm
that send
not
those
worried about.
files?
I'm not
James
worried about.
Comey.
I want
Yeah,
to see
I'm
all
not
of them,
Trump.
worried about
Pittsburgh
Trump.
T.
Yeah,
I
Trump
want to
in the
see all of
files. We
them.
know he in there. We know
I'm not.
he in there. But we
But
also know that. But wait, hold up. We also know that James Comey is the FBI director that gathered the files that been doing funny business. So now you're under the impression that James Comey went and did this thorough ass investigation.
no,
And he
no,
documented
no,
all this
no,
stuff. No,
no.
this is the person that had the files that we're trying to get. It's It's not
I
like
think
some magical file. The files that we're going to get is from the FBI director at the time that was doing that investigation. Who was that? That's
hold
the
on. I think
guy that we're going to get
hold
to.
on. Wait a minute. I think Christopher Ray. Christopher Ray, I think that really and I think Christopher Ray was put there for a certain reason. Me personally, I think we need to look more at John Brennan. We need to look at the individuals like what's the brother who was the NSA
But it's
head of,
not them though. But
no,
can I finish my point though, Doug? It's not them though. It's not
it's
them.
definitely
Because no, it's not. Can I finish? My point was
they
no, it's
hiding
not.
something.
Yeah, of course, but they're not. Okay, so look, you have a coordinated effort that will be the deep state that's doing all of this. That has these people together. So think about if you look at Epstein as a whole by himself, he's a man that popped up with all this wealth that nobody can tell you where he had this wealth from. The man had 2 or 3 planes. One of them was a jumbo jet with 100 people on it, 2 islands maintained by
I can tell you
themselves.
where they came from.
So
I can tell you where they came from.
so
I can tell you.
okay, so and then he had a corporation that paid him $170 million for tax preparation and some other nonsense. So like this is way deeper than Trump. Trump's stupid behind was at the island. There's no doubt about that. I don't think nobody defends that. But what I'm saying is that you're hoping that this particular person that had presidents, that had all kind of powerful people there, that the influence just didn't seep its way into Washington. That it didn't make its way to the FBI. It didn't make its way to Congress. That's some kind of surprise that all these people, when the vote came, that somebody said, nope, we ain't voting, we going home. That just all happened by accident.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is it's bigger than one particular person. This is a collective effort, not by one person. One particular person, which would be
people need to be fleshed out. And the
but
same way, hold on, real quick. The same way I done watch Cash Patel, you know what I'm saying? People don't like Cash. I ain't got no problem if you like him or if you dislike him. One thing I know is he flushes shit out. Same thing with Don.
He's not gonna flush that out though, bro. He's not gonna flush that out. He's not flushing none of that out though. But Doug, I was talking to you respectfully. You cut me off
Put
to
his
say
signature
something.
on that memo that Pam Bondi
Yeah,
published. He ain't
he,
flushing nothing
he,
out.
he ain't flushing nothing out. He's not. Anybody over them agencies, they work. Listen, that's part of the deep state. Like we can go all the way back to J. Edgar Hoover with the FBI directors, and we can show all the corruption from FBI director to FBI director of all the nonsense
The
that they have
war on
done.
marijuana was
Yeah.
because of J. Edgar Hoover saying that
Yeah.
black
So
men were
we.
raping white women because they got
Yeah.
high.
So I don't understand this. Now all of a sudden, now we believe the FBI are these truth tellers. Now all of a sudden, the FBI that became a beacon of truth.
Truth tellers,
That
but you
ain't.
know what they are, Pittsburgh Pete? They information gatherers.
No, they don't because a lot of because a lot of that information that they do have, some of that stuff is secretly. Even when J. Edgar Hoover died, it was very notorious that when he died, his secretary and people amongst him had directions to get rid of certain things when he left up out of office. They have all kind of ways to get rid of stuff. So this idea that we gonna get, like we as people gonna get stuff that ain't redacted, we gonna get all the information. I think that's fantasy land because of the people that you're dealing with.
Well,
I
listen.
understand.
I don't know
Go ahead,
what we're
Mike.
gonna get from the files, but for whatever reason they want to hide it, I want to see it straight up. And if there's nothing in there, then I'll move on with the rest of my life.
FBI is full of shit.
All I'm trying to tell you is that I believe, and same way, me and Marky, we done had the conversation, you know what I'm saying, about what happened with Trump and the whole Russia collusion thing. I thought it was a setup, me personally. Now, that information is being produced by Tulsi Gabbard. Now, all I'm trying to tell you is I think that, and if we want to say maybe, and Pam Bondi, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think they tried to set the brother. What's the brother from Florida name, man? What's his name? Matt Gaetz. Man, they tried to. I think Matt Gaetz would have gave even more information. I think that he would have been.
No, he wouldn't. No, if he would have been
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. I ain't got no problem with your opinion. Don't have a problem with mine.
None of those people in this cabinet have any integrity,
Marky, can I? Hey, we're gonna cover this, and we late night already, so we're gonna cover this on Friday. Me and Marky, we will be live. Man, y'all give me y'all last words. We're gonna spin the block accordingly. Only reason we gotta shut it down because um, hey, I got other things to do. I ain't gonna lie to you. My son, hey, shout out to young Dub because first day of school. Has any of y'all children started? I don't know if everybody got children, but has anybody children started school yet?
My boys start on the 20th.
No, this nigga started today. You know what I'm saying? Or yesterday, technically, now that
The
it's 12.
20th? No,
Nah,
I
nah.
lied. The 21st. My bad. My bad. No, not
Set
even the 21st. I'm wrong. What the hell is wrong with me?
7:30 was the first day of school for my youngin, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta make sure I'm in order and I can't be out here acting the goddamn fool. So but me and Marky, we will be live Friday. We'll be talking all of this, you know what I'm saying? Peter, give me your last words, my brother.
OG Peter.
And,
You know,
and,
I
and
can
real
tell
quick,
you.
Peter, we got to tell you
Uh,
this. I don't know if you understand it, but man, we appreciate you pulling up, bringing the knowledge that you bring. You know what I'm saying? And it's always a great time having you on the show, man. It really is.
Philip, I got to tell you, man, I love your platform, man, and everybody on it. Everybody has something to say, and they believe what they're saying, and I appreciate it because I got to tell you, we're all countrymen. We're all together in it together. Even though they
Absolutely,
want to tell us we're not, we are.
absolutely.
Now I got this to say about the FBI because I had a friend of mine who was in trouble. He was in trouble. And I tried to call the FBI, and you know what they did? They treated me like shit. I couldn't get anywhere with them. I mean, they wouldn't even listen. And then I went down to the office here in my little town and tried to have a conversation. I couldn't. It was like walking into the DMV. You know how they are at the DMV, man. They just look at you like,
Why are
oh
you
yeah.
here? Why are you here? I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. Why
to,
are
to,
you
to,
here?
ren-
Why are you here?
to
And
renew
then,
my license. That's it.
yeah, and they didn't even want to listen to what I was saying, even though I had evidence. I had a folder. Didn't matter. So I don't really place a lot of confidence in the FBI, and I don't care what level it's at. Because the way I look at it is that it's all corrupt. It's not in our favor. You know, we're nice people, but it's not in our favor. They're not looking out for us. They're looking out for themselves and their pension and whatever they can get. So, that's my consideration. But thanks for the opportunity to go ahead and have a conversation with you guys. I hope I can come on again because I really like it. And you're one of the only platforms that actually talks about stuff like this. So
Hey,
thanks.
Peter, me and Marky, we will be live on Friday. So pull back up, man. Feel free. We we,
Yeah,
we love we
Peter.
love we love the conversation.
Yeah, Peter. I just put the link to Democracy 101 in the chat. Please sub.
Okay, thanks a lot. I gotta check out because I think my phone's going to die. But have a great evening and thank you everybody on the panel.
My brother Pittsburgh T, man. Give me your last words, brother.
Thanks everybody from up here. Great conversation.
Hey, real quick, Pittsburgh.
Conversations rule.
I gotta
Yes, sir.
tell you, too. You always pull up with the political shows, man, and man, a lot of love and respect for it, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Greatly appreciated. I would just say this in brief about the Epstein file. Anytime you're dealing with sexual deviancy on this level and high power people, it's no level to the amount of people that they can move around and manipulate. The government is the government, and it's still people operating in the government that have been manipulated throughout history. And then there's no, that's just been going on forever. I mean, and even the case with Diddy that was going on that was so public. That C.L. Franklin, that probably was the most infamous one. That was probably the first one, which was that black preacher which was Aretha Franklin's daddy. That whole thing went away real quick. They faked like they was going to do an investigation. Private investigator ended up dying on the plane. The plane disintegrated, and then all of a sudden they did the same thing.
Hold on. It did what? It disintegrated. What are we
Yeah,
talking
look it
about?
up.
No.
Look at
No. I
Wikipedia.
seen it. I seen it.
Wikipedia.
I seen it.
Wikipedia. Yeah, it's on
I don't
Wikipedia.
disagree, but for it to disintegrate, I mean, that's just my God.
That's what they put on. That's what they put on Wikipedia. That the private investigator disintegrated. Then they had another hearing. They had another Senate hearing, and all of a sudden they did the same thing. There's nothing to see here. The same crap that they're doing now. They've done this before, and that was notorious for a church that closed down at night, that had sex orgies, that had underage kids that were being trafficked and whatnot. So it's the shit was the same level of outrage, and nothing ended up happening. We got no names. Nothing ever happened to that. So I wouldn't be surprised because that level of stuff has been going on since the beginning of the time. As far as the other stuff that's going on, as far as the economy, people need to abreast themselves with certain things. There's a thing called the CPI that does every month. That's consumer that shows you what the consumers are paying for basic items. That comes out every month. The
The
PPI
economy
that
looking
shows how
good. The economy looking good right now.
it does. The PPI comes out every month. That shows you actual report, and that goes back historically. You can pull it up, and it shows you the information of month to month. You can see the changes month to month, year over year, and then they have a PCE which comes out tomorrow too. Which all this is economic data that's available. So people need to get away from these talking heads when they say stuff because the things they say don't really line up. Because remember when the tariffs came out, we were all supposed to pay double and triple, and the world was going to fall out of the sky. And we haven't really seen an increase of line items more than like 3% of anything, really, from gas to clothing to food to you name it. It just ain't really went up. So a
Eggs
lot of
are,
this stuff
the egg prices are down right now. They're down.
yeah, some things are down, some things are flat, some things are slightly up, but nothing where it's went up at a crazy rate. And you can see, look at the ISM level, which shows you the purchasing rates of companies going forward. That shows you 6 to 18 months out. So like, there's a lot of data when it comes to economy that you can actually go look up and just simply use your AI to figure out what data is out there. If you want to look something up, it's out there. Data is out there. I just think people just need to be a little bit more educated. They need to pry themselves away from their favorite TV shows and their favorite talking heads and go look up data because we have a lot of data. Go learn about artificial intelligence. Stop talking about it like it's just this thing that you've seen on TV, like a blob or something. Go learn about it. Take a couple courses. Learn some general knowledge of it. Learn some general knowledge about crypto, how the blockchain works, how smart contracts work. Definitely how stable coins work. We need to be pushing for our kids are going to start in school. We need to re-educate ourselves because we are going to be the people still trying to have the rabbit ear TVs at some point if we don't get it together. Because this stuff is moving past us. We're going to be looking crazy, and our kids are going to be looking at us crazy, and we can't give our kids what we don't have. Appreciate all of y'all. Everybody have a great night and a great morning.
Hey, Pittsburgh, last thing. Pull up, man. Pull up on Friday. Me and Marky, we will be
Most
live
deaf.
talking this, man.
Definitely,
We'll be
definitely.
talking
Definitely. And one other thing I like to say too, the Israel war, people need to catch themselves up because they literally starving people over there now. They literally got kids with their ribs showing like they used to have that are starving over there. That's how crazy that it got because Israel done took over the feeding part of that, and their people are literally dying of starvation. So that's a whole nother thing. That's just crazy.
It's a genocide
Pittsburgh.
going on over there. It's a genocide going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Pittsburgh T. I've actually started a boycott initiative. You could check that over there. You could check that out over there on my channel. I just made a short about some Israelis. They kidnapped 10 children and tortured them for over a month for no reason. These were not Hamas soldiers. These were not kids that they were not even throwing rocks. They were just trying to get food, and they kidnapped them.
It's
So
crazy work.
I started a boycott initiative. I encourage everybody to join in because I'm not in support of if I can't stop my tax dollars from going over there. I'm not gonna put money in the pockets of corporations that fund that and support that and provide legitimacy to that. Like not in no way, shape, form whatsoever. But I look forward to
But
talking to you this Friday, Pittsburgh. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
and like
Definitely.
I said, we will be talking about it Friday. Marky, Marky, he gonna host the show. When he go in over there, and I love how the brother. I tell him every time I get a chance, he doing a hell of a job hosting. So y'all make sure y'all pull up on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? Pull up.
Definitely. Great talking to you fellas, man. Cornel
Much
West
love,
had it
man.
right when we talked about our global way of war and stuff. Cornel West was the most accurate scholar that we've had in years. and they ran that brother out of the TV. They ain't want to talk about him. You don't even hear his name mentioned no more. He got to go on the local circuit of podcasts because they won't put him on TV because he been calling this stuff out for a long time. And people shamed him because he didn't get down with the get down when Obama and them came in, and they wanted to be down on his globalism, Zionism, and all this other foolishness that these people on. Appreciate y'all for bringing light. Everybody have a fantastic morning.
I love you, brother. Man, shout out to Cornell West because he doing a hell of a job. Marky Dan, man, let me get your last words.
Nah, man, I'm gonna just say prayers for the people over there in Gaza. Right now, it has not shifted towards the actual rate of death that you would see in a typical genocide, but most genocides start with ethnic cleansing. And once those people decide that they do not want to leave their lands for any way, shape, for anything, for any reason, shape, form, or fashion, that leaves the Israelis with the same problem the Nazis were in with the Jews who didn't want to leave, and they're
Hey,
gonna call that the final solution that
Marky,
they're gonna have to the Gazan problem. So
Marky, real quick, Marky, what I always ask you, what is this whole infatuation that the United States got with Israel? I have no clue what this is about. I mean, I understand it's about religion. I understand that piece of it. Man, these people are out of order.
I mean,
But go,
listen, there's a romanticization with the idea that Israel was this little democracy surrounded by all these other Muslim powers that hate them, and that for 20 years the Arab coalitions have been trying to destroy this little Jewish state that came
they're
out of
not
the
the real.
Holocaust for
They're
no
not even the
reason.
real Jews. Respectfully.
Yeah, but but my point, for 20 years for 20 years they've been trying to destroy this little slice of democracy in the Middle East. We need to help them, but no, that's bull crap. And when you actually look more into the history, the reason why those Arab countries wanted to destroy the Israelites is because they were killing Palestinians and robbing them of their land.
These people
That's
don't even.
why. And in the process, and in
These
the
people.
pro
They don't even call themselves Israelites. They call themselves Jewish. We're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about
No,
that.
like it just really boils my blood. Somebody that never lived there a day in their life can come over there from Brooklyn, New York. I'm Jewish. I now have this mandate from God. This belongs to me. How dare you, brown person, believe you can stand it? It's the same thing they did to the Native Americans when they came over here. But anyway, I'll go on with that for literally a million years. Shout out to BBO. I thought we were gonna do the Man Act. I guess we'll do that in another video. This was a great conversation tonight. Salute to my brother Doug Brightside. We will be back this Friday for more politics. Shout out to the whole Sports Talk Network, and we out.
Hey man, much love, Marky. BVR, I apologize. I apologize to you. You know I get out of order quickly. So man, shut this thing down, man. Let the people know where they can find you at, what you got going on. I apologize for taking the show over. I apologize for it.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon everyday earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.